All right. We had a little mix-up. Had the wrong stream key. But we're good to go now. Oh, what is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants live stream. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, MH? What's going on, Zed? What's going on, Brooklyn? Hit Squad. What's going on, Andy Garcia, Bigger Mike, Cushmaster? Thank you for being here. Hitbit in the house. Kristaps Porzingis in the house. Afghanistan. Thank you guys for being here. Sports Expert. What's going on, John? Hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope everybody's staying safe as we're all confined to our homes on another day. It seems as if it's been 4 years straight, but things will get better soon, I promise. We'll have football. I hope. I can't promise that, but I think we will. And yeah, we got a lot to, well, not a lot, but we got stuff to talk about. Made a few videos today. Couple things came out. Joe Judge talked about the offense they're going to run. Touched on that in my latest video. He said he's going to implement some of the things he learned from Alabama. Sounds as if the offense is going to run much like the Cowboys used to run with Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator, the Air Coryell offense. Judge has touched on some of his rookies, which, you would expect him to say positive things, but it's nice to hear it coming out of Judge's mouth, and cannot wait for football to start. But regardless, hopefully keep our minds off things. We talk sports tonight. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for being the best supporters on YouTube. What's going on, Daniel Barry? Christian, thank you for popping in the stream. What's going on? Harrison Jolly, all the way from New Zealand, one of my best. By the way, anybody that did not see my video, I did not take away any individual mods. I took away all of them. Nothing to do with anybody individually. Somebody hacked my account. They blocked several of my subscribers from being able to comment in my live streams and in my videos. So that's why you don't have a mod. It has nothing to do with you. And I'll probably end up giving like 5, but I'm not handing out a lot. But, I'll need it, in the future for big streams. So I'll probably end up handing out 5 in a month or so. But right now, we're going to go mod free. What's going on, Sports Critic? Thanks for popping in the stream. Yeah, Aiden got blocked. Aiden was one of them. There was a lot of my subscribers that got blocked. Aiden was one of them. Word, what's going on? Angel, what's going on, my man? What's going on, X-Man? Yeah, John. Yeah, they hacked my stream. Cushmaster, thank you so much for the... Cushmaster always brings the Cush, and I always appreciate that. Cush, thank you for the love, man. I appreciate it. Give me... There he is, Isaiah. Isaiah was blocked. One of my best subscribers. I was like, where did Isaiah go? I haven't heard from Isaiah in like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. He was blocked. So we fixed that. I'm glad I get to see Isaiah back in the chat. What's going on, Luis Brand? Thanks for popping in the stream. Yvonne, what's going on? Are we really going to get empty stadiums in the NFL this year? Yvonne, that's a great question. I mean, based off of the way it looks right now, I mean, the UFC's playing as if they play, competing in empty arenas right now. I would think if things don't dramatically improve, yeah. I mean, I think they're going to play. It's $1 billion business, but at the end of the day, it's about safety, not the players as well. And I don't think they're going to want to be playing in a stadium filled with 80,000 people, even if the fans are crazy enough to do it, if, it's still out there. So I would guess, if not empty, limited capacity. Now, if things dramatically change, maybe we find a cure, whatever it may be, that changes, but it doesn't sound like that's going to happen by the time football season's supposed to start. So I would not be shocked. Oh, man, Sports Critic, man, thank you so much for becoming a new member. I really appreciate that. Stand up, new member. And Amir's got a great channel over there. If you haven't done so, please check it out. As always, supported me. Really appreciate that. Mike Kellerman, yeah. What's up, Christian Nazy? Thanks for popping in the stream. They should still have cheerleaders. Well, I don't know who you root for, White Lotus, but the Giants have never had cheerleaders. The Jets have cheerleaders. That's one thing as a little kid growing up. I was never happy. We never had cheerleaders. It's not the Giants' way. They're old school. They don't do the cheerleaders. Chris, 2020 UFC is. I know they are, but it's empty. It's empty arenas. They don't have people in the stands. Hopefully, they don't block us members. No, I don't know how that. Well, no, there were some of my members that were blocked, but they can't anymore. I don't have any mods, Amir, so nobody's getting blocked. But I had at least 10, 15 members that were blocked. But it's not happening anymore. What's going on, Mike Miranda? Thanks for popping in the stream. Have you watched The Last Dance yet? I have. I'm actually caught up. I was behind. I'm caught up. I've seen all 8 episodes. Fantastic. Anybody that hasn't watched it, not everybody's a basketball fan, but yeah, it's awesome. Love it. You get all the behind-the-scenes footage. You get the spicy stuff. It's good, though. I enjoy it. Rudy T, what's going on, man? Glad to see you in here. Dennis in the chat, he says, Tana, I got holes pre-dug in the desert for whoever hacked your account. That's right. Rudy lives in Arizona, so he will bury you. He will bury you. Have you listened to any of my music? I have not, LMG TV. Actually, the Jets look good on paper and had a good draft. Also, X-Man did. Yeah, no, the Jets had a good offseason. That's what I said in my video today. The Jets had a good draft. They had a good free agency period. Jets did a good job this offseason, just like we did. Christian, man, thanks so much for man. I appreciate it. He says, that sucks, Chris. You are still a great YouTuber. Well, yeah, Chris, I can't do anything about it. I appreciate the love. Thank you very much. But unfortunately, I said it in my video, as you get bigger on YouTube, you got to deal with that stuff. And, you're going to get haters. And I'm assuming that's what it was. Maybe it was a YouTube glitch, but I would hope it was a YouTube glitch. You know what I'm saying? And New York for Life, man, thanks so much for the love, man. He says, I stopped listening to Phil Collins. Phil Collins for this stream. Well, New York for Life, I appreciate you for popping in. Unfortunately, on this stream, I will not be eating hummus. I know you love hummus. That will not take place. One of these streams, maybe I will indulge in some hummus for you. Wow, Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter's in the chat, Fisk said. What's up, Aaron Carter? What's going on? Is Estelle, replacement wide receiver core? The replacement for the wide receiver core? Are you talking about the undrafted free agents? Who do I think will make the team? I think it's going to be two guys. I've talked about it in the past. I think it'll be Dixon. It could be any of them. It's going to come down to how they perform at training camp, but I think Dixon stands out because of his speed. I think Reese and John is still a little bit too underdeveloped to make the team, so I think the other spot will be between those two guys from Ohio State. But that's just a guess. It's not like I've seen these guys play. I don't know how they've played in training camp, things like that. But yeah, I definitely think that some of those practice squad players will make the team. Sills has a chance as well, in my opinion. A guy that a lot of people forget about from last year on the practice squad. What's going on, Yuri? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Chris, you drink? No, I don't drink vodka. I drink coffee. You know that. I drink coffee. I drink it black. What's up? Yeah, Reggie White Jr. actually got cut. Reggie White Jr. got cut from the Giants. And I didn't even know that until a couple weeks ago. My subscribers told me. But yeah, he got cut. He's not on the roster. Stealth, I love you, man. Been one of my original subscribers. Thanks for being here, buddy. Dennis says, did you see the Giants were looking for a different training facility because of the... Yes, I did see that. And it only makes sense. I mean, you would think, it's prevalent in New York and New Jersey. I mean, out of the cases, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's like, how much, like almost half, maybe not half, but a lot of the cases are in New York and New Jersey. You would think they'd be looking to get as far away from the state as possible, at least while they can, to train. So it only makes sense. So yeah, I definitely believe that. Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. MYG TV with the $2 donation. She says, this is Nick the Wick. I made my own New York Giants channel. Nick the Wick, man. Thank you so much for the love. And yeah, man, definitely go check him out. I always try to promote any Giants channel I can, so definitely go check him out. Thank you for the love, man. I appreciate it. And hopefully you get that thing off and running, man. And it's great to see more and more people joining the Giants community. It's a lot of fun. Love talking Giants football. I'm always up for talking football with anybody, so that's awesome, man. What's going on, Johnny boy? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. They cut White with when they signed the Dallas quarterback. Okay, so that's when they did it. Okay, yeah, I wasn't aware. I actually thought that was a good pickup by the Giants. A lot of people made fun of that. I think it's a good pickup. It makes sense. He's familiar with the playbook. What's going on, sports influencer? Good to see you, buddy. Do you want golden and fat? By the way, I got to get used to the no mods because it's usually a lot easier to pick. At the same time, though, everybody's on an equal playing field because now nobody stands out. He says, do you want Golden and Fackrell to get the heavy playing time or Carter and Zimenez? You know what? At the end of the day, I don't think anybody is going to... All right, LMG TV, man. This is... Oh, man. I'm already dealing with this stuff. You know what? I'm gonna give out one mod tonight, and I'm gonna make it Afghanistan if he's in here. I'm gonna give out one mod tonight because I'm gonna get people that do this stuff. One mod tonight just so they could get rid of that stuff. So the next time Afghanistan talks, I'll give him a mod. He's always in all my streams, and that's what it's about. People that are in all your streams. And Raymondo, man, thank you so much for the love, man. I appreciate it. He says, gotta get my workout. Just popping in. Go Giants. Raymondo, thank you so much for the love, man. I really appreciate that. And yeah, man, thank you so much, Raymondo. I really appreciate that, man. Get your workout in, man. You can't be going to the gym, though. It's got to be a home workout. It's got to be a home workout. What's going on, Simon? Thanks for popping in the stream. There you go. He is going to get him on. I got to have at least one. I got to have one. And I trust Afghanistan. He's been with my channel forever. He's in all my streams. So we'll give him a mod. David, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in. Kevin, I'm not giving out wrenches anymore. I'm giving out minimum because I had people hack my account. I don't know if you watched my video. It's not fair to everybody that watches the channel. Let's see what we got here. What are your thoughts on free agents like Clowny and Warford still available? Okay, first off, we don't have any cap space left. I read an article the other day that we got about $5.5 million left. I think it was 3.5 actually when you factor in the Marcus Golden contract. I think Golden's coming back. Warford to me doesn't make any sense because the guy's a guard. He's never played center. Maybe you could make the argument that you could move him to center or you could move Hernandez to center. But at the end of the day, he's not coming here. Even if they wanted to do that, we don't have enough money to bring Warford in. Warford made the Pro Bowl last year. He's still 28, I think it is. He's not coming here. Where he could go, Arizona, I don't know their cap situation. He'd make a lot of sense there. Arizona needs a ton of help, specifically on the interior part of that offensive line. That one would make sense to me. But I don't see him coming to the New York Giants at all. We don't have the cap space. And we're strong at the position that he plays. Strong might not be the word, but we have starters. Did I not hear Hitbit? I don't know what you're talking about there. Let's see what we got here. What's going on, Chris? Was just getting a haircut. Frosty Cobb says, well, thank you for popping in the stream, man. I appreciate it. And I'm assuming you cut your own hair. You're not going to a barbershop right now, are you? And King Andy, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I appreciate it. He said, $5 and he says, can you do a video on Kenny Galilei? He's an underrated beast on next year's free agency market. One of my favorite receivers, my favorite YouTuber. First off, thank you so much for love. I appreciate that. King Andy, that means the world, man. As far as Galilei goes, I'm probably not going to do one specific video on him unless I hear something. But what I am going to do in the not-too-distant future is I am going to do a video. I don't know if it'll be talking about the whole free agency class as a whole or breaking it down by position. But regardless, I'm definitely going to do a wide receiver segment or just a complete free agency segment where I talk about next year's free agents. And yeah, Galilei will be included in that. He's probably one of the, I saw the list the other day. I can't remember all the names at the receiver position. There are a ton of very talented wide receivers that are going to be free agents. Galilei being one of them. He's very young. Could make a lot of sense for the New York Giants. I don't think he's going to hit the open market, though. But I'll definitely mention him in my free agency vid. But yeah, he's a really good football player, no doubt about it. Where's Clowny going to land, Kelly says. I mean, from what I'm hearing, and I haven't checked up on Clowny in a couple of days, but from what last I heard, the Eagles offered him a contract and the Seahawks, I think. I think it was the Seahawks and the Eagles are the two teams that have offered Clowny a contract. Who knows? I'm just pretty sure it will not be a New York Giant, but who knows? I just hope it's not the Eagles. The Jets could make sense, too. They need an edge rusher. I don't know if I've seen their name linked to him in the past. I haven't seen anything recently. But I heard Eagles and Seahawks recently. Let's see what we got here. What you say, New York Giants, get that lady boy out your... I don't know what you mean by that, Sonny. Let's see. Chris, have you seen the Logan Ryan Jets rumors? Yeah, it's not a rumor at this point. Jesse, you never have to apologize for being late, man. Thank you for being here. It's not a rumor at this point. Logan Ryan is, from what I heard, unless it's changed, I don't think it was definitive yet, but he's pretty much a Jet. And that's a good pickup by the Jets. The Jets lost their nickel corner. They need a guy to play that position. It's a good pickup for them. They're pretty weak in the secondary. That was one of the weaknesses on their defense at the corner position specifically. Safety, they're good. Thomas says, I just logged onto my YouTube. Wait, Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter's actually in my chat? Is Aaron Carter actually in my chat? People keep saying Aaron Carter. I saw Fisk write that like 8 times. I thought it was a joke. What's going on, Hitbit? Thanks for popping in the stream. The Giants have undrafted free agent offensive lineman Kyle Murphy from Rhode Island. Yes, Starborough. They I blocked him. I didn't block anybody. I didn't block anybody. I didn't block anybody. Chris, thoughts on MLB potentially starting in July? Let's go Mets. I mean, I hope. I'm praying that baseball starts on July 1st. You've heard the rumors about it. Did I get a new webcam? Yeah, just for the live streams. But yeah, I'm hoping baseball starts on July 1st. That'd be great. Get my mind off things, but I think it will. I don't know if it'll start on July 1st, but I think we will have some kind of baseball season. And if we're going to, you would think it would have to start around July 1st. I'd be surprised if it starts much later than that. I would think it would have to start around July 1st because of the cold weather. Chris, how would you rank your favorite teams if you had to? Your mod blocked him. I will have to look into that after. I can't go back and do that. How would I rank my favorite teams if I had to? I would rank. I mean, to me, the Knicks, the Giants, and the Mets, they're all really close for me. Oh man. I think the Knicks at this point are third. I love the Knicks, but I don't love basketball as much as the other two sports. I would. To me, it's the Giants and the Mets are very close. They're like neck and neck. I'd probably slightly put the Mets above the Giants, as crazy as that may sound. But I love both. He was spamming. Oh, that was Aaron Carter? Okay, so Aaron Carter was trying to promote his music. Is that what that was? Well, shouldn't be doing that. Get him out of here. What's going on, Jon Snow? I don't deal with I don't care who you are. You don't spam in my chat. Aaron Carter, I don't care if you're Aaron Carter. I don't care if you're Eli Manning. You don't come into my chat and spam. Get him the hell out of here. Let's see what we got here. Hit the like button, guys, and sub. I appreciate that, Cushmaster. Thank you so much. He was mad about the way we treated celebrities. What's up, Noah Kale? Thanks for popping in the stream. Jesse Bryan says, I'm sorry, but who is... I think he's a singer. Chris, become a Mets fan. Stop caring about that. I wish... Listen, man, I say it all the time. If I go back in time, I would have not chosen the Mets, but I can't do that. I can't go back to my 10-year-old self and say, don't pick that team. I picked that team. I got to stick with that team. And thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, man. Mike Miranda with the $2 donation. Be honest, you would let Eli spam. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was kidding about that. I was clearly exaggerating. Eli could spam in my chat the whole stream. I would never yell at Eli. I couldn't do that. And New York for Life, thank you so much for the $2 donation. She says, who had a better 2020, the Jets or 6ix9ine? I'm not a huge rap guy. A lot of people in my Discord talk about 6ix9ine. The guy looks like an absolute lunatic. Like, his hair is like 8 different colors. And I know he fell off from what people tell me. I don't know much about him. But the Jets didn't have a great year, so it's pretty close. It's pretty close, you know. For 6ix9ine to have a worse year, he'd probably have to go to jail 3 times. So if he went to jail 3 times, maybe he had a worse year than the Jets. I'm not sure if he did. But the Jets had a pretty bad year. Not that the Giants had a good one. The Giants had a horrible year, too. Let's see what we got here. What's going on there, Jeremy Johnson? Thanks for popping into the stream. Christian, thank you so much, Greg, man, for love, man. I really appreciate that $5 donation. He says, proud to rep the Mets, no changing. Don't want to also apparently appreciate pain. Yeah, we all appreciate pain. We got problems, Greg. We got problems, man. But I'm here to support you guys. If and when the Mets ever play, I definitely will be live streaming some games. I know Chris Leon loves Tom Coughlin. Chris Leon absolutely loves Tom Coughlin. And Andy Garcia's in the chat. Chris, it's the real Aaron Carter. He said his fans sent you. What do you mean, Fisk? He said his fans sent you. His fans sent him to me. Oh, he's saying his fans told him to come to my channel? His fans sent him here. I don't know how to go back in and unblock people. So after the fact, I will reach out to Aaron Carter, and if he wants to come on the channel, I'll have him on the channel. That's pretty cool. Whoever did that, that's pretty cool. But, Aaron, man. It is what it is, man. You can't go around and start spamming your album. I love you, buddy, but you can't come in here and spam your album, man. You know, we got a mod squad in here, man. What is up, man? What's going on, Tristan? Thanks for popping in the stream. Multi-platinum, yeah. My favorite upstate city. My favorite upstate city that I've been to. I've been to a few. I've been to New Hampshire. Well, that's a state. I'm not sure that, I've been to Boston. Philadelphia's not upstate. I've been to Boston. Boston's probably the biggest upstate city I've been to. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Hip it. Thank you so much for the $1 donation. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for being a great support. I really appreciate that. I've never been to Oswego. Please reply. Who do you want the Giants to draft? Well, people ask me that a lot. I'm gonna have more videos on that in the future. First off, I can't answer that yet. You know, I don't know what the team's gonna look like. I don't know who's going to improve over the course of the season. Like, what if Lorenzo Carter has 15 sacks this year? And I'm not saying he's going to, but nobody would have thought Shaq Barrett was gonna have an unbelievable year last year. So what if O'Shane Ximines goes out there, has 14 sacks, and then suddenly edge rusher's not our biggest need? But right now, Rousseau. You know, and I haven't looked at everything about him, but I think our biggest need right now is an edge rusher. So I would say Greg Rousseau. Obviously, we could definitely use a wide receiver also, and it's a strong wide receiver draft class. So I think they're either going to go right now, edge rusher, wide receiver. They could definitely go with the linebacker that everybody likes. They could go with another offensive lineman. It's a very strong class next year as well. There's a lot of options the Giants are going to have, and we're not going to know until after the season, where they probably will be headed. Whether or not they think paired is the future, we don't know yet. So, but edge rusher is what I'm looking at right now. And by the way, yeah, I hit 25K, so I'm going to make a video saying thank you for that, and we're going to have a giveaway on Saturday. So thank you to everybody that is subscribed, that has supported my channel. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm going to have a video thanking all you guys later in the week. So thank you. And let's see what we got here. Do you know when we're giving jersey numbers to the rookies? Cushmaster, I appreciate that, man. What's going on, Muhammad? Thanks for popping in the stream. I do not know that. I have not heard that yet. I honestly, I have no idea. Now, I know the Cowboys announced 88 to the wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. But I have not heard anything in terms of our numbers. Obviously, they're going to come out sooner than later. You would think within the next month or so. But I have not heard anything about that. But when they do, I'll probably make a video on it. You know, I make a video if a guy, goes to the bathroom the wrong way. Jason Young, man, thanks so much for the love. $5 donation says, what do you think about what Judge said about pass rush from multiple players rather than just one guy getting 12 to 15 sacks a year? I think it's a smart move. Jason Young, to be honest with you, it's what I expected. It's what I expected. That's the Patriot way. You go back, you look at the New England Patriots, they've never really had a dominant edge rusher. They've never had a dominant edge rusher, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm not surprised when you look at the New York Giants roster right now. They don't have this unbelievable edge rusher talent. So to create pressure, it's going to have to be a team effort. It's going to have to be through scheme. Yvonne, thanks so much for love, man. He said, damn, BFF took away my mod. And I didn't take away your mod. I took away everybody's mod, Yvonne. So don't be upset about that. That's what, I don't know if everybody watched my video. I did my best to get the information out. I did it in both in my community notes, and I made a video about it. I had somebody infiltrate my mods, and they blocked about 400 people from my channel. So I'm starting completely from scratch, and I'm not going to hand out that many now because I don't know who to trust. I know I could trust a lot of you guys, but I'm only going to probably give out 5, 6, 7 mods going forward, in the future because it's not fair to all you guys, man. You can't comment on my videos. You can't comment on my streams. Let's see what we got here. Tana, you the man. Yo, Vance, man, thanks for popping in the stream, man. I appreciate it. What's going on, ODB Mods? Taco Announced. He says, hey, finally working. Can you talk about McKinney? And, yeah, Taco was blocked as well. Glad to see you in the stream, man. Yeah, Xavier McKinney, man, one of my – I love the pick. He fits the defense perfectly. We'll see how they utilize him, but I think they're going to use him all over the field. Now, he's too small, in my opinion, to play linebacker, but I think you'll see him predominantly at the safety spot, but they'll definitely blitz him off the edge, similar to like a guy like Troy Polamalu used to for the Steelers. I think he's going to be used in a similar role. I think they're going to move him around. I don't think you'll see him much in the slot, but I do think that he'll be mainly a safety. But you'll definitely use him as a blitzer as well. They'll move him around. There's McKinney. What's going on, man? And Connor Burke just brought the Turtles and the Dolphins. I appreciate that. What's up, entertainer? Sorry for coming so late. Assassin, are you kidding me, man? You're like 15 minutes late. Thank you for being here. Thank you for popping it all. I appreciate it, man. Tiger says, do you think he will be a pro? No. I'm not going to put those kind of expectations on a second-round rookie. Absolutely not. Do I hope? Absolutely. Do I think he will be? No. I think he's going to have an impact, and I think he'll be a very good player for the Giants going forward. I appreciate that, Stealth Raven. Mac is a good cover, man. I think Mac's going to do fine for us. I just don't want to put unrealistic expectations. I go back, to the Knicks. I remember, when I was talking Knicks a lot in the offseason, when I first started on YouTube, I was talking about Kevin Knox. People were talking about Kevin Knox being the next Kevin Durant. Okay, New York fans are passionate, and sometimes they get carried away, and that's why I'm here to kind of bring you back down to earth a little bit. McKinney's going to be good, but let's give the kid time before we put ridiculous expectations on him. I think he's going to be good. I think he was a really good pick. I like what the Giants are doing, and I think McKinney's going to be a big part of the defense. Danny Dimes for MVP. I certainly hope so. That'd be nice. Listen, man, I'm aboard the Daniel Jones train. I don't know if I'm on the Fisk train. I don't know if Fisk is still here. I don't know if I'm on the Fisk train. But Fisk loves Daniel Jones. But Fisk, I love you too, man. But I am definitely a Fisk guy. I'm a Fisk guy, but I'm definitely a Daniel Jones guy. I think Jones is gonna have a good year. I'm not gonna go MVP, but I think he's gonna have a good year. And Chris Peace, man. Chris Peace, that might be Chris Peace. Remember Chris Peace on the Giants? Chris Peace got signed by the Giants last year. That might be him. We just had Aaron Carter in the stream. Now we got Chris Peace. He says, tell me about your hat. Thank you so much for the $2 donation. I really appreciate that. And, yeah, it's a New York Knicks hat. It's their alternate logo. If you can't see there, you got the Knicks logo here. You've got, it's the Knicks logo, the New York State flag. It's the Knicks alternate logo. Do you think we can have a top 10 secondary this year? Do I think we could have a top 10 secondary this year? Probably not. They're young, inexperienced, but maybe. You never know. To me, it's going to come down to the offense has to help the defense. That's what I've been saying all along. The defense is going to be much better if the offense performs as well as we hope. If they can become a ball control offense, the defense is on the field for 28 minutes a game instead of 32, it's going to make everybody better. But the secondary, I think, has a really bright future, but they're still young. They're inexperienced. It's a new system. They could be top 10, but let's let it play out. Kyle, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. Forget a wrench. I'm a jackhammer. I'm back. Stand up. Kyle, thanks so much for love, man. I really appreciate that. And Craig with the $2 donation. He says, do you think Baker will improve this season? And what's going on, Mizrahi, man? Glad to see you here, buddy. Do I think Baker will improve this season? I think DeAndre Baker there's a couple of X factors to this defense. Like, if the Giants are going to be an average defense or close to average defense, DeAndre Baker and probably Leonard Williams are our two biggest X factors. If those two guys could exceed expectations and take that step forward for the New York Giants, I could see us having a decent defense. DeAndre Baker is huge because the Giants, especially with this defense, in my opinion, they're going to be blitzing a lot. And when you blitz a lot, you're going to ask your corners to stand out on an island, whether it's Baker, whoever, Bradbury, whoever it may be. So DeAndre Baker, I think, is going to have to take a big step forward, and I think he's more than capable. He was a first-round pick for a reason. I think the Giants used him the wrong way, and I think it takes time for a cornerback to transition into the NFL. So I believe in Baker. I think Baker's going to have a good year, but I'll tell you what, if Baker doesn't improve in terms of his commitment to the team and he's falling asleep in meetings and not knowing the playbook, Joe Judge ain't putting up with that. So it's a put up or shut up year for him. He's got to wake up. He's got to really put his hard hat on, and if he does, I think Baker will play well. New York Flight, man, thanks so much for love, man. I appreciate it. Whoever hijacked your channel probably also thinks injecting bleach cures corona. I hope not. Guys, whoever read that, do not do what he just said. That does not cure it if you have the virus. Please, do not do that. New York Flight, man, thanks so much for love. And Big Bang with the fire. Chris, take that hat. We want to see the hair. Fisk, I will have the hair out tomorrow. We're going to have the hair out in a video. I like to mix it up with you guys. Fisk made the funny comment. I had the button-down shirt, and he said, where are you going? I'm going to wear a suit in one of these videos. You got to tune in to find out. But Big Bang, man, thanks so much for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. He says, I'm thinking Tomlinson and Lawrence up their game, more inside pressure, creating more sacks for edge rushers. That's the name of the game, man. Everybody looks, I agree with you. I think Lawrence, if we could get pressure up the middle, like I think we're going to. I think we have a strong interior defensive line. It's going to create more sack opportunities for subpar pass rushers, guys that are not Khalil Macks of the world. But if we have a strong secondary and guys that can get a push up the middle, it's going to create sack opportunities, much like it does for the New England Patriots. The Patriots have a phenomenal secondary. So I think that's the route they're taking. Chris is going to date and marry a supermodel. Mark my words, Stealth Ravens. I don't think so, Stealth. I don't think so. Chris's hair equals the best hair on YouTube. Man, to taint a cornrow, I will not cornrow my hair. I tried to do that once. No, I didn't. That would be a sorry sight, Vince. That would be a sorry sight. I would have to make a bet on YouTube to do something like that. But, yeah, I've never done that. I don't think I'll ever do that. Let's see. I hope, yeah, it's getting cold, Jersey. It's getting cold. What's going on, Giants Nation? Thanks for popping in the stream. Jeremy John says, Everson Griffin is still a free. I do know that. And I know he's not going to be a Giant. I'd be shocked. Like I said, we're going to bring in Marcus Golden, I think, if we're going to bring in anybody that's going to be a big name. I think Golden's going to be a Giant. I don't think Griffin will be here. Griffin is also not very flexible, kind of like Golden, but he doesn't seem to be the type of player that the Giants should bring in. I wouldn't be upset about it. He's a veteran. And I am live. Lola, man. Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Larry J, man. Thanks so much for the love, man. I appreciate it, man. Just discovered your channel. Being a Giants fan in North Carolina is they like the Panthers. Nah. What do you see as the New York Giants' biggest defensive weakness in 2020? The linebackers. First off, Larry, man, I'm glad you joined the channel. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the love. The Giants' biggest defensive weakness, the pass rush, the edge rush. Because, we have a young but talented secondary. We're pretty strong up the middle on the defense in terms of the defensive line. It's the pass rush. It's the edge rusher. That's our weakness. And I think the way the Judge is going to try to create it is through from a team, blitzing off the edge with safeties, with corners, everybody. They're going to show different schemes. They're going to show different looks to the offenses. I think that's going to be the plan. And there's going to be some packages. If you go back and look at the Miami Dolphins, Patrick Graham has said it time and time again. They're going to show a lot of different looks. But the Miami Dolphins had looks last year where they had kind of like the NASCAR package, where they had 6 guys on the field at once in the stand-up position, ready to attack the quarterback. So they're going to show a lot of different looks. They're going to create pressures by using their brain. That's what they're going to do. But they don't have a supreme edge rusher. That's definitely the weakness. And Kyle, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I appreciate it. $2 donation. Can't wait to watch Daniel Jones go Luke Skywalker. I just want to see Daniel Jones have a really good year. People ask me for his stats all the time. I think here's my stats for Daniel Jones. And maybe I'm a bit optimistic. 4,052 yards passing, 283 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns, 30 passing touchdowns, and 11, maybe 12 interceptions. I think Daniel Jones is going to have a good year. Let's see what we got here. Carter Coughlin is I like Carter Coughlin. Of our late round picks, I think Coughlin's going to have the biggest influence on this year's team in terms of a defensive skill set. Let's see what we got. Do you think that Crowder's a linebacker, Willie Bum? Do I think he'll make the team? He might. If he does, I think he'll be mainly a special teams contributor and a depth piece. I appreciate that, Cushmaster. Thank you very much, man. Well, White Lotus, that's the question. How many fumbles? That's got to at least be cut in half. You can't be losing 12 fumbles and putting the ball on the ground 18 times this year. That's got to be cut in half. And what will improve that is being able to commit to a ground game. And what will be able to commit to a ground game is having an improved offensive line. And that's what we hope the New York Giants have this year behind a healthy Saquon Barkley. And obviously, he's got to get better pocket awareness. But I think Jones is going to improve this year. He's a smart kid. The kid's not dumb. I think he's going to improve in that aspect. I really do. Kevin says, I feel like Cam Brown could be a superstar. I like your optimism. The one thing I'll say about Cam Brown that impressed me, well, one, he's got familiarity with the coaching staff. He played at Penn State, which is where Coach Chaos is from. But the thing that impresses me about Cam Brown is his work ethic. The kid got to Penn State. He was like 195 pounds. Now he's like 235. He gained like 40 pounds of muscle while he was at college. And he's probably got to gain another 10 or 15 pounds, but the kid's committed. A lot of people like him. He's got some upside. Do I think he's going to have an impact this year? Probably not. He's probably a guy that'll be a special teams guy, but I think he'll make the team, and maybe he could develop into something in the future. Predict the amount of sacks Andrew Thomas is going to allow. 2, maybe 3. 2, 3. I think he's going to do good for us. Why do you think people are? Yeah, well, Willie Bum, I see what you said there. I mean, that's not uncommon for running backs to convert to linebackers at college. I can't remember the guy that went fifth overall to the Bucs 2 years ago. That's what a lot of linebackers do that. Why do you think people are so pumped about Jones? He had a good year last year, but he is still very young. I mean, Taco, I think people see progression. They see that he got better over the course of the year, and they see he's got talent, and he did it with limited expectations going into the year. There were a lot of injuries to the offense. The kid showed moxie. I think that's why. And I think people want to root for him, just like they do. Listen, it's kind of like Eli Manning. You know, when Eli Manning was a New York Giant, I fell in love with him, and I'm sure a lot of Giants fans fell in love with him because of how much he was hated. And I think it's similar to Daniel Jones. We feel like we got to back him up. And, yeah, I think that's why people are behind the kid, and they see he's got a lot of talent. Larry, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. $5 donations. DJ had Eli's quarterback coach in college. I see him as having a similar play style. Clutch. He will make it happen, but not lead the league in ratings. I agree with that. And that's at the end of the day, that's all I care about. I just want to win games. I don't need you to throw for 5,500 yards and 50 touchdowns. I just want you to win games, man. And I agree with that. I think a big attraction for the New York Giants was clearly the fact that he learned to undercut Cliff. And the fact that they thought he'd handle the New York spotlight well. I definitely agree with that. All right, Chris, I'm going to head out. Have a good night. You too, Fisk, man. Thanks for popping. You got to go to bed. You go to bed early. But thank you for popping in, Fisk. If you guys haven't done so, go check out his channel. I'm sure I'll be on there soon, man. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Rest up each my wrench. 19. That one guy says, if I wanted a stat better, I'd want... Exactly. I don't care about stats. I care about W's. I care about getting wins, making the plays when they need to be made, and that's what Eli Manning was. I don't care about statistics. Win football games. Are you ever going to get back on Instagram? I think it could really expand your brand. I will probably do that. It's something I definitely got to pay attention to in the future. I'm just so busy on YouTube and Twitter and everything else. But that is probably something I'll try to focus more on. I'll probably even create a new Instagram account entirely in the future. But yeah, I'll probably get much more active on there in the future. Do you think Saquon... What's up, Harris Hazelnut, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Do you think Saquon has a chance to win the MVP? If the Giants make the playoffs, sure. But I'm not picking the Giants to make the playoffs. But I think Saquon's going to have a big year. I've been on record of saying that. I'd be surprised if Saquon, if he plays the full 16 games, does not lead the league in scrimmage yards. I think Saquon Barkley's going to have a monster year. I'm talking 22, 28, 300 yards from scrimmage. I think he's going to have a big year for the New York Giants. So, yeah, I think he's going to have an MVP-type season. I don't know if the Giants are going to make the playoffs, but I think he's going to put up big numbers. Will Nate Solder improve this season? He better. He can't get worse. He surrendered 57 pressures last year, the most in football, and by a wide margin. I think it was by like 7. He was horrible last year, and now he's going over to the right side. He hasn't played the right side, at least to my knowledge, in the NFL, so we'll see how he handles it. Hopefully with the new improved offensive line coach with Mark Colombo, it'll help Nate Solder, but I don't know, man. You know, obviously last year he was dealing with all the things in his personal life. Maybe that had something to do with it. Nate Solder, to me, he's kind of the scapegoat in a way. He's not good, but I think he took a lot of the blame, and he was dealing with a rookie quarterback, too. That's got to be factored in. He struggles against defenses, things like that. He's the left tackle, but Nate Solder, I don't think could get worse. He could only get better. I'm just hoping we get adequate tackle play from Nate Solder. If he could give me average right tackle play, because that's where I think he's going to be playing, I'd be happy with that, man. I'd be happy with that. I think we go 9-7. I think it's possible. G-Man Dingo says, just asking a question. Yo, Chris, how's it going? When you making the Crunch Bunch vid? Love the channel. I appreciate that, man. What's going on, Pumpkin? Thanks for popping in the stream. That's something I got to get working on as well. I'm just always so busy. That's the type of video that takes like a couple, probably 4 or 5 days to put all that together. But hopefully I could do that soon. I'll probably try to work on that maybe in a couple weeks. You know, I don't want to guarantee anything because I'm working on so many videos that people tell me to do. But that's been widely requested by a number of subscribers. So, I want to do more of those documentary videos. I'll probably have one up within a couple of weeks, but I can't guarantee it. What's going on, Mexican Giant? Thanks for popping to the stream. Chris, so do I bet on what? Man, I have no idea. I have no idea, Ligma. I have no idea. Waddle. George says, should we give Sandro Platzkummer a shot in the preseason? Okay, George, the way that works, at least when I did my research, and I don't think I'm wrong about it, the foreign players that you bring over here, for the first year, they can't play on the New York Giants. They have to remain on the practice squad for the whole season. So Platzkummer will not be on the 53 or 55-man roster, whatever it is this year. He's got to prove himself on the practice squad for a year, and then he'll be on the New York Giants roster if he's good enough. So I don't think he's going to be on the Giants this year, even if he was good enough to play. Let's see what we got here. Chris, where are we going to rank in sacks? Ooh, you know what? I hope middle of the league. If we're middle of the league in sacks, I'll be very happy. We'll see. You know, we're not going to have a league leader in sacks, but we could, as a team, be close to middle of the league. I wouldn't be shocked. I think you're going to have, probably 5-6 sacks from a lot of different guys. I'm hoping middle of the league, probably slightly below middle, but I'm hoping middle of the league. What's going on, Moose? Thanks for popping in the stream. Big Daddy. What's up, Big Daddy? What's up, Riot Clan? Aren't you the guy from those... Bavith. Who do you think is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year this season? I mean, to me, it's between... Most people are going to tell you Kyler Murray. And I've been asked this question a lot the last, 2 weeks. Most people are going to tell you... not Kyler Murray. What am I saying? Joe Burrow. I'm thinking last year. Most people are going to tell you Joe Burrow. I am going to go with Judy. I think Judy's in a really good situation to have a big year. But most people are going to tell you Joe Burrow. And, geez, thank you so much for the love, man. I appreciate it, man. $2 donation. Which NFC East rival do you hate the most? Eagles. Not even close. And growing up, I couldn't stand the Cowboys when I was in elementary school. Hated them to death. And I still do. But the Eagles are on another level. You know, I get asked that a lot too. And the Eagles, man, my worst memories as a sports fan, not just a Giants fan, not just a football fan. My worst memories are, as a sports fan, are from memories of playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Can't stand that team. They're definitely my least favorite team in all of sports. And Big Kane, man, thanks for letting me fight all the. How many wins we need in order for Gettleman to keep his job? It's a great question. I'll probably make a video on that. I don't know if I'll make it on that exact topic, but I'll probably have another video on Gettleman in a week or two. I've thought about making one. My thoughts on the whole situation. People know it, but going more in depth. I'm definitely going to have a video on the history of Jerry Reese, and kind of just to show younger Giants fans and maybe Giants fans that don't follow the team as closely as some others that the mess that Jerry Reese put us in. So I'm definitely going to have a video on that, and then I'm going to have a video recapping what Dave Gettleman has done since he's taken over for the New York Giants, the situation he inherited and the situation he's created. But I think 6 wins. He's got a shot. 5 wins, if you ask me, I think he's gone. That's just my honest opinion. I'm not saying that's what I would do. But if it's 5 wins or less, I think Gettleman's gone. Mara's already come out, and he's already put pressure on Gettleman because he's not talking about Judge. He's not firing Judge after 1 year. And he's basically said they better be better. And who is that pointing at? So I think it's going to require at least 6 wins before it's a debate. 7 wins, I think he definitely keeps his job. That wouldn't be fair. Luann said, yeah, good night, Chris. Thanks for keeping me entertained. You got it, George, man. Thanks for being here, buddy. What are the odds we make the playoffs, Nathan says? What are the odds we make the playoffs? 3-1. I don't think that's crazy to say. 3.5 to 1. You know, it's the NFL, man. At the end of the day, you know, a 6-win team and a 9-win team is a couple of bounces. You know, so sometimes it requires luck to make the playoffs. Do I think we're going to do damage if we even sneak into the playoffs? No. But yeah, I don't think it's likely, but I think it's possible. You know, I would say 3.5 to 1, maybe 4 to 1. It's not likely, but possible. What's up there, Crispy Cracker? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Tana, do you plan on resuming the Gettleman Project series again? Yeah, I did. I was kind of did that this whole season, but I mean, yeah, that's going to be, whenever I do that, it's kind of going to be during the offseason when we're talking about the draft, and if he gets fired, it'll be whoever else. But yeah, it had a good ring to it, though, so that's why I want Gettleman to stay. The Gettleman Project's got a good ring to it. I don't know what the next GM's name's going to be. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm sure I'll do stuff like that where I put my mind in the head of the GM. It's fun. It's interesting. I love doing it. So yeah, definitely going to continue to do stuff like that. Jay, who swings snakes, thanks so much for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. He says, if the secondary covers, then our sacks totally goes up. Yeah, I mean it's football 101, man. It's and if you look at the new age NFL, the way analytics work, they say the secondary is just as important as the edge rusher. I don't know if I'd go that far, but at the end of the day, if you have a very strong unit, whether it's attacking the quarterback or whether it's covering the wide receivers, one's going to help the other. So yeah, I mean, if the Giants have a top 6-7 secondary, it'll make a bottom 7 or 8 pass rush at least a league average. That's the way it works, man. If you could cover receivers longer, it gives your guys that much longer to get after the quarterback. So yeah, and hopefully it works out, you know. Chris, do you think Daniel Jones can go 4K 30-10 with 2 to 3 fumbles? I think that's asking a lot. Only 2 to 3 fumbles, that's asking a lot. But I think the other numbers are achievable. Yeah, I do. I think 30 touchdowns is achievable. He had 24 last year in 12 games. I mean, you average that out over 16, you're talking 32. So I think 30 is achievable. I think he could definitely get 30 touchdowns. And 4,000 yards is about where I would project him to throw for. You know, I don't want him throwing for much more than that, though, because like I say, I want us to be a run-first football team. I want the run to set up the pass to make Jones' life easier and to make the defense's life easier. But I think 4,030 is reasonable. You know, it would be a very good year, but I don't think it's crazy to think he could do that. Chris, you think DJ can improve his arm strength? I mean, it's kind of hard to improve arm strength. I mean, maybe slightly, but that's kind of God-given, man. You know, Dan Marino just was born with that. Drew Lock has really good arm strength. Like, quarterbacks are born with that. He doesn't need superior arm strength. He just needs enough zip to make the throws. That's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Eli Manning had a strong arm, but he didn't have an unbelievable arm. He needs enough to make the throws, and I think he has that. You know, he's not Brett Favre, he's not Dan Marino, but he can make the throws. Chris, do you think we could land Odell? No. Yeah, I can see your text, Eric. Thanks for popping in the stream. No, there is zero chance. That's another question I get asked a lot. There is zero chance, at least, Joe Judge is here in my opinion, at least until they establish a culture, and maybe they become a team that's expected to win Super Bowls in 4 years. But right now, while this team is rebuilding, there is no way Joe Judge, a no-nonsense guy, is going to bring in a headache like Odell Beckham or any player like him. 0%. 0%. Thank God I've been trying to type for years. I'm glad you're in here, Eric. I think Judge will convince Gettleman to keep Dalvin Tomlinson, the Bama connection. We'll see, you know, and he could definitely keep Dalvin Tomlinson. If he does, I would think that means that Leonard Williams is gone. I don't think they keep both. I don't think you're keeping 2 defensive tackles and paying them the money that those 2 will command. So one will stay and one will leave, because when you look at the Giants cap situation next year, even with all the players you cut, when you factor in the rookie salary, everything else, you don't have as much money as you think. Now, the following year we'll have a good amount of money, but you need to extend players like Jones, like Barkley. You can't be giving, big contracts to 2 defensive tackles. I just don't see it. So if they keep Tomlinson, I don't think Leonard Williams stays. I'd be surprised. And you still got to pay Dexter Lawrence. You got to factor that in. He, I would assume, is going to be in the long-term plans, at least if Gettleman stays on. If Gettleman leaves, maybe not. But that's why I don't know if Dalvin Tomlinson's in the long-term plans. I like Tomlinson. I'd say about 10 times, Colin said. I don't know what that means. What do you think your offensive and defensive ceiling for 2020? My offensive and defensive ceiling? I think the offense is better than the defense. I've said that. I think the offensive ceiling, top 8. I think that's the ceiling. You're telling me everything breaks right? Top 8, 7th, 8th, 9th in the league? Defensive ceiling, I'll say middle of the pack, 16, 17. But the offense, I think, could definitely be a top 10 offense. I don't think they'd be a top 5. I think they could be a top 10 offense. I really do. I'm not predicting it. I'm predicting at least league average. But I think they could be. Definitely could be. Tana, is John Alapio on the team? No. What's going on, Nations? Thanks for popping on. They let him go. Chris, what mic? I use a Yeti. A Yeti. Eli Manning in the chat. We need Ingram to play 15. We say that every year, Hazelnut. I would love to have Ingram play 15 games. We say that every year, and hopefully he does. I always say it, the best ability is availability, and he has not been available for his whole career since he's been in the NFL. But yeah, if we get 15 games from Ingram, that changes the whole offense. You could debate, other than not even a debate. He is, outside of Saquon Barkley, our best weapon and our most versatile weapon. I want him to stay healthy. I mean, Ingram could definitely add a lot to this offense. The problem is he never does. Let's see what we got here. Chris, everyone been quiet about our secondary coach. Is he good? Yeah, you're talking Henderson, I think his name is, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's from the Falcons. He coached Darrelle Revis early on in Darrelle Revis' career. From what I've read, he's got experience with Jason Garrett. I think that's the main reason why he got put on the squad. He was credited for turning around Byron Jones the first year that he took over with the Dallas Cowboys. So he's got some good credentials. I don't know a ton about him, but he definitely has a good history in the past of being a secondary coach. And hopefully he does a good job here with the New York Giants. What's up, Swag? Thanks for popping in the stream. Chris, could you give your stat predictions for James Bradbury? Interceptions, forced fumbles, sacks, tackles for loss, defensive touchdowns. Wow. I can't predict defensive touchdowns. I don't think he's going to get many sacks. I don't think he'll be used in that way. I think he'll have 4 or 5 interceptions. And if I remember correctly, Bradbury usually gets a good amount of tackles for a cornerback. I think he'll be active. But I do think offenses are going to probably focus more on the other side of the field. DeAndre Baker's inexperienced. He's shown signs of not being good yet last year. So if I was an offensive coordinator, especially if I had 2 strong receivers, I'd focus on Baker. I don't think Bradbury will get that much attention, depending on certain instances. Sometimes he will, but I think offenses are going to try to stay away from Bradbury. But I can see him having 4 or 5 interceptions. DJ Smooth, man, thanks so much for loving me. I appreciate it. $2 donation. Cardinals or Giants in 2020? Everybody is on the Cardinals train. And if I'm fair, I got to say the Cardinals. But I do not think the Cardinals are nearly as good as people are making them out to be. And I think that's a coin flip game. I'm watching all these New York Giant video makers, and it's everyone. And it's not just them, it's the experts too. And they're writing the Giants off in that game. They're saying the Cardinals are much better. We have no chance. I don't see that. I really don't. The fact that we're at home, they're traveling across the country. Yeah, they got some nice flashy players, but I think they're beatable. I don't think the Cardinals are that good. I think they're overrated. They're a little bit better than us probably going in, but I'm not in love with that football team. I'm really not. I think they're flashy. I think they're kind of like the Browns last year. Browns had no offensive line. People didn't account for that going into the year. Cardinals are the same thing. I think the Cardinals are beatable. I know we didn't beat them last year when they came here. I get that. I know they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins. I think we could stick with the Cardinals. I really do. And Gordon Gecko, man, thanks so much for love, man. I appreciate it. $5 donation. He says, can you name the last 3 Giants signings or picks that you were against and now acknowledge you were wrong? Will Judge coach wearing Belichick hoodies? Great question. I don't think he'll go with the Belichick hoodies. I'll start with that one. I think he'll go with the visor. That's what I've seen in a lot of pictures. Maybe a hat. In terms of, Daniel Jones last year, I love Daniel Jones now, and it was nothing against Daniel Jones. I just thought it wasn't the right pick for him at number 6. I'm completely for it now. He's played well with the New York Giants. I think he's got a bright future. So there's one. Signings or draft picks. I'm trying to think of draft picks I did not like. I'm usually a pretty positive guy. I'm trying to think of an early first-round pick that I did. The problem with that question, Gordon, with Jerry Reese, none of the picks ever turned out good. Outside of the first-round picks, but you usually like the first-round picks. Dexter Lawrence, you know what, I'll say that. I like Dexter Lawrence as a football player. I think he was a good player when we drafted him, but he wasn't who I wanted when we picked. I was against that pick too. I was against the first two picks in last year's draft. And I like Dexter Lawrence. So I wanted an edge rusher with that pick. So I'll say that. I wanted Montez Sweat on draft night. So I like Dexter Lawrence. I liked him when we drafted him. I just didn't like I thought we should have went after an edge rusher there. So I'll say both Jones and Lawrence last year. I'm trying to think of a signing that I was very much against and that proved me wrong. Usually Giants signings haven't worked out in the past. So trying to think of a recent signing that I was not in favor of. I'll have to think about that, Gordon. I'll try to get back to that. Misleading story, man. Thanks so much for the love. I appreciate it, man. $5 donation. He says, thoughts on where you see Julian Love fitting in with McKinney and Holmes coming in? Great question, and that is one of the best questions this offseason in terms of where players are going to play in the defense, because Julian Love, the two positions where he could play, we drafted players. We drafted a safety with McKinney, who you think is going to start, and we drafted Darnay Holmes, who has a lot of upside, who's kind of restricted to play the nickel corner position, which is the other spot you would play Love at. I don't know if Julian Love is going to play every down. I don't, but I do think he'll still get time on the field. I think they'll use him in certain packages, and it's going to come down to Darnay Holmes in training camp. If Julian Love beats out Darnay Holmes, he'll probably be the slot corner. But like I've said several times, they're going to move these players around. We got to remember that. There's a positionless defense. A guy like Peppers could play the linebacker. You could move him up. You could have a lot of different packages where you have more DBs than others, where he's going to get to be on the field. He's going to play. I don't think he's going to be out there every down, though. And I think it's also going to be determined on their opponent. Like Joe Judge says, they're going to be flexible, and they're going to probably have different defensive looks based on the opponent they're playing. But I don't think Julian Love will be out there in every down. I think they're going to mix and match. And Henry, man, thanks so much, Philip, man. $2 donation. He says, "What's up, Chris? 6 to 8 wins would be good." 6 to 8 wins. I'm happy, man. To me, again, I continue to say, man, for me this year, Harry, it's not about the wins. I mean, of course I want wins. I want to win 16 games. But my mindset going in is I want to just see development. I want to see this team getting better. And I want to see hope for the next 3 years after it. Because that's next 5 years after it, 10 years after it. Because that's where my mindset is, man. I'm thinking long term, I always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. And, that's my mindset with the New York Giants, man. And, man, DJ Smooth, man, thanks so much for loving it. I appreciate it. He says, why people not high on Daniel Jones? What's up? I don't think anybody's not high on Daniel Jones. I think maybe some Giants fans are higher than others. I think some Giants fans think he's an MVP candidate. That just because I don't agree with that, or some other Giants fans may not agree with that, doesn't mean we're not high on him. We're going in with, realizing it's a new offense. Second year. He has to learn a completely new playbook. All the players on the offense, not just Daniel Jones, need to learn the new offense. It's not just him. You had the whole pandemic thing. It hasn't been a normal offseason. I think we're going in with a conservative mindset and saying, we like Daniel Jones. We think he could be a very good quarterback. But I'm not going to go crazy and say he's going to be a top 5 quarterback this year. Could he be? Anything's possible. He definitely could take that leap. Quarterbacks have done it in the past in their second year. But, I don't want to set the expectations too high. And Sean, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. $5 donation. He says, I saw a stat on ESPN that no team in the last 8 years has won a Super Bowl with a quarterback making more than 15% of the cap. Are you a believer in that stat? Sean Smith, man, I don't know how long you've been subscribed to my channel. Some people may think I'm crazy. I say it all the time. The quarterback is the most important position in football, but it's also the most overrated and overpaid position in football. Because no position on a 53-man roster should be making 15 to 20% of a team's cap. Just shouldn't. When you got to fill out a 53-man roster, when you're paying a quarterback 20% of your allotted cap, sometimes more, it's going to be very hard for you to compete in a year-in, year-out basis. So I'm not surprised by that stat. And you look at why did the Patriots remain competitive year in and year out? You want to know why? It's obvious. Tom Brady took less than what he should have. Because he knew if he got paid what these other quarterbacks were getting paid, they wouldn't be able to fill out the other holes in their roster. So I'm actually not surprised by that stat. I'm not. But thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. And Big Bang, man, thanks so much for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. Really like the tape on Leak. Yeah, I like him. Could be a nice scat back plus punt return skill. Yeah, I think he could definitely help in the special teams. He's definitely going to make the team. And he has an outside chance probably to be the backup running back. It's not like Lewis is that good at this point in his career. We'll see. But, yeah, I definitely think he could help in special teams and be a depth player with the running back core. Absolutely. He was an underrated pickup. Who wins Defensive Rookie of the Year? Young, Brown. I gotta go Young. I gotta go Young. To me, he's the clear-cut favorite. And I like a lot of the players you said there. I gotta go Young. I hope. Let's see what we got here. I'm not doing the giveaway, but I'll be in the stream. I refuse to take away anything more from you already giving me too much, Muhammad, man. That's a nice thing for you to say, but I want to give it away. I want to give somebody a jersey. I'm doing that on Saturday, so. Yeah, man, for hitting 25K, man, I want to give back to you guys for all the support you guys always show me. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing that. That'll be a rant. I'm going to explain it on Friday. I'm going to have a video on Friday explaining the giveaway. So be sure to, I'm not going to put giveaway in the title. So just make sure, if you're a subscriber of mine that skips over my videos, make sure on Friday you watch the first video I put out. Because I'm going to explain the giveaway rules in that video. It's going to be random. But, yeah, somebody's going to win a jersey, so. No, it's not a member-only giveaway. It's everybody. Everybody. Go live every night. What the hell else you got to do? Krista, I can't go live every night. Brady has been taking pay cuts before he even met. Listen, man. Go. I am one of his biggest critics. I also give him credit where it's due. Tom Brady, guy wanted to win. Period. And you got to respect that about him. The guy wanted to win. You got it, Dennis Quinn. How do you become a member? Well, there's a join button, but you don't ever feel the need to do that. But people ask that all the time. But there's a join button on the channel. Andy Garcia, yeah, right. I know you see this. Can McKinney win Defensive Rookie of the Year? He could. Is he? To me, he's not one of the four. Probably not one of the four favorites. He could. He's a long shot. Chase Young's the overwhelming favorite. I don't hate Rivers. I hate his personality. I think Rivers is a good quarterback. Matter of fact, I think Rivers is going to have a good year this year, Sonor. Are you, let's see, Kush, I don't know, to be completely honest with you, to answer that question. Pete says, I'm going to say it and keep on saying it. If we drop Williams, sign Clowny, we'll be an 8-8 team. Possible. I don't think that, maybe. That it's not a horrible, I wouldn't be against it. But I don't think the Giants are going to do it. I'd be surprised. DJ, man, thanks so much for the love, man. $2 donation. ESPN, Giants fans, Fox Sports think Giants will suck. DJ's move. Everybody thinks the Giants will suck. We're on our own island, man. People counting us out before the year starts. So embrace it as Giants fans and look at it like this. Go in there expecting the worst and hope for the best. It's the way I look at it, man. And I'm not saying root for your team to lose, but go in there and say nobody expects anything from us. Let's go out there, try to surprise some people. And if we don't, realize this is a year where we're building. We're young. We're inexperienced. We have an inexperienced head coach. And be okay if we win 5 or 6 games if we start to show signs of progression. That's my mindset going in. And Saheed, man, thanks so much for the love, man. $2 donation. Brady had Giselle, though. Of course he could. That's a good point. It's a good point. Giselle makes more than Brady does. It's a good point. But at the end of the day, does Dak Prescott, I'm not trying to insult Dak Prescott. He's just the first quarterback that came to my mind. So all the Cowboys fans don't get upset, okay? But at the end of the day, does Dak Prescott have to hold out for every single last penny? I don't blame him. It's a business. Get your money. The teams want to make sure that they can make as much money as they can off of you. So make as much as you can off of them. I get it. And if I was a player, I might have the same mindset. But I commend a guy like Tom Brady for not doing that. And, a lot of players don't do that. So, but it's a good point you bring up about Giselle. And Jason Young, thanks so much for the $5 donation. He says, I think the overpaid quarterbacks is a bubble, and I think it's going to burst soon. The quarterback position is becoming more and more overrated. Jason Young, I completely agree with that. Okay, look at it like this, Jason. Name another position on a football team. And again, I want to reiterate. Quarterback's the most important position. You're not going to win a Super Bowl without a guy that could at least manage a football team. You're not winning a Super Bowl. But name another position on a football team that relies more on other players than the quarterback? I don't think there is one. The quarterback relies on on an offensive line. He relies on his wide receivers to get open. He relies on his running back to block properly. The quarterback relies on a lot. And at the end of the day, if you're going to pay a quarterback that much money, you're not going to be able to supply him with the necessary pieces long term. You may get away with it for a couple of years, but long term, I'm talking 10 years, you're not getting away with it. You're not going to be able to consistently draft well, especially when you're picking in the back end of the draft. So that's my mindset on it. DJ Swoop, thanks so much for the love. $2 donation. He says, will Gettleman get fired if it? I think 7 wins he stays. I think 7 wins he stays. 6 wins, it's a debate. Anything less, he's gone. But thanks for the love. I appreciate it. And Jedi's in the chat. What's going on, Jedi? Chris, can you do a video on 3 players you think will impress the most in 2020 and 3 you think will disappoint the most? Ooh. You know what it is? And I will do that video. It's a good suggestion. Matter of fact, I'll put it in my notes now. It's a good suggestion. I'll do that. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow, but I will do it. Hold on one second. Let me put it in my notes so I don't forget. 3 players that will disappoint. 3 players that will excel. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow, but I definitely will do a video on that. But you know what's going to happen when I do that video. I'm going to get a ton of Giants fans that call me crazy, and they say, how could you say this player is going to suck and blah, blah, blah. But that's all right. I'll do that video. Also, for anybody that did not watch my video this morning, one thing new I'm going to start doing on the channel, I think it's fun for you guys. It's fun for me. It gives me more content to produce. And I like getting ideas from you guys because, like I say all the time, I want to make videos that you guys want to watch. And I'm going to put a lot of work into them and try to give you guys as good of a video as I can. But one thing I'm doing now with my first video every day, at least for now, as long as I keep getting good ideas, I'm going to ask you guys with my morning video, so make sure to watch it, to give me the best, the video that you want to see. What topic do you want to see? You're going to post it in the comments, and whoever gets the most likes will be the video I do later that day. Today it was the Jets and the Giants. A lot of people said, why are you doing that video? Well, I got like 70 likes on that comment when I asked about it, and people wanted to see it. So I'll continue to do that. So appreciate all you guys for being here. Big Kane with the $5 donation. He says, do you think Gettleman would be in trouble if we don't beat the Browns or if OBJ has a monster game against us? Big Kane, man, thanks so much for the love. Do I think he'd be in trouble if if we go 15-1, he's not in trouble. But no, at the end of the day, I think they'll look at the whole season. And I guess you're asking that because he traded Odell Beckham. I guess that's your line of thinking. I don't think so, man. The way I look at that Odell Beckham trade, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but yeah, I'm never scared to share my opinion, and this has been my opinion pretty much since they made the trade. The way I look at that Odell Beckham trade, even if you take away the headaches that he caused, and some people say he didn't cause headaches, let's take that out of the equation. Even if you take that out of it, let's analyze that trade and see what the New York Giants got for it. They got Dexter Lawrence. They got O'Shane Ximines. They got Peppers. And the other thing that nobody takes into account, they freed up $15 million in cap space. With that $15 million in cap space, they signed James Bradberry. So, essentially, what they got for Odell Beckham was James Bradberry, Dexter Lawrence, O'Shane Ximines, and Peppers. 4 of their 11 starters on defense that are all young and emerging. I think the Giants won that trade. Matter of fact, I don't think it's close. And to be honest with you, I think that's something Dave Gettleman should be credited for, not knocked. But yeah, I don't think that game will have any bearing on whether or not he stays. Let's see what we got here. We pranked you good in the... Yes, you did, Irish New York Sports. Let's see what we got here. It was good for the rebuild. Yeah, it was good for the rebuild. Steve says, Gettleman needs to stay unless we don't reach 5 wins. Turnover is never good for the sustained success. Judge and Gettleman should get no less than a 3. Steve, I want sustainability. I say it all the time. I want sustainability. I don't want turnover. It's horrible. It's horrible for a franchise. Do I think it'll happen? I don't know. This is New York. People don't have patience. You and I both know that. We don't like waiting for our bagel in the morning, let alone waiting for our sports team to win 2 or 3 years later. So, we'll see. But I agree. In an ideal world, I think he needs a little more time to carry it through. I would not have been against firing him if they would have fired him with Shermer. But when they didn't do that, I think it's incredibly dangerous when you have a general manager and a head coach on different timelines. And I just don't like that. These guys have now worked together. They've had a draft together. They're building together. It looks as if they had a good draft. Most people could agree with that. They had a good free agency period. Why? Why get away from that? I don't think Edelman's going to be here long term, but let him carry through with the rebuild. Let's see. He's drafted well at least the last 2 years. I don't think anybody can debate that. So that's my mindset on it. Let's see what we got here. Can a non-Giants fan win? Yeah, anybody can, Aiden. Anybody can win the giveaway, and I'm going to give away whatever you want. I know you're a Packers fan, so if you want an Aaron Rodgers jersey, you get an Aaron Rodgers jersey. Obviously, I hope a Giants fan wins. I'm kidding. You're a great subscriber. It'd be completely fine if you want it. Brando with the $5 donation. He says, you're the best Giants YouTuber out there. Do you think the Giants are done with free agency? Any chance of Clowny coming? Brandon, first off, I want to say thank you for that, man. That means a lot to me when people say that, so thank you very much. There's a lot of great Giants YouTubers, though. But as far as Clowny coming to the Giants, no. I've been asked that a lot lately. I don't see it. I really don't. Even if he lowered his price, the Giants don't have any cap space. I think if they're going to spend any money, it'll be Golden. I think at this point, there's a good chance Golden's back. But I don't think it'll be Clowny. I still think Clowney's going to get at least $12 or $13 million. Giants don't have the money. So, no, I'd be surprised. And if I'm Clowny, to be completely honest with you, if I'm Clowny, I want to try to compete. If I'm not getting paid, I want to at least try to compete to win a championship. So if I'm only going to get $10 million, which I still think he's going to get more than that, I want to go to a team where I can win a Super Bowl. I don't want to go to the New York Giants. That's my honest opinion on Jadeveon Clowney. So I don't think it'll be here. I would love if he came for that price, but I don't see it. And DJ Smooth, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. $2 donation. He says, do you think Jason Garrett move and people... Do you like the Jason Garrett move and people think we done? Do I like the Jason Garrett move? Yeah, I do. And that was a move that was going to inevitably draw criticism. It's Jason Garrett, Dallas Cowboys, the clapper, right? But Jason Garrett is a very good offensive mind. He's been a very good offensive mind his entire career in the NFL. All you got to do is go back and look at the history of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like to give that team praise, but I try to be honest. And I've always given them credit for the way they build a football team. They've always had a sound offense while he's been there, regardless of who the players were. They built the offense around a strong offensive line and a vertical passing game. And he's going to bring that to the New York Giants. They've already started to do that. It's why I basically knew. Now, of course, I always, you never know with the New York Giants, but it's why I thought all along they were going to draft offensive line early in this draft. Outside of the fact that you got the second-year quarterback, then you bring in Garrett, whose system requires a strong offensive line. Not only do they like to run the football early and often, they like to throw the ball down the field. To be able to throw the ball down the field, you need more time to throw it. So I think Garrett's going to do a good job here, as long as the Giants bring in the right players to fit the system, and I think they've started to do that. So Garrett got a lot out of Tony Romo. He got a lot out of Dak Prescott. Why can't he do a good job as an offensive coordinator? I see no problem with it. What's going on, King Trizzy? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Remember when Adam Gase looked high at the Yeah, Adam Gase. I should have put that picture throughout my video today. I almost did, where he looked like he was high during the press conference. A big K, man. Thanks so much for love. I appreciate it, man. $2 donation. He says, how you feel about our wide receiver group this year? I think it's adequate. I think adequate's the right word. I don't think we have any number ones. I think we have a decent receiving core. The thing with the receiving core, Big Game, if the Giants stay healthy and we don't have any big injuries, it's pretty good. It's okay. It's league average. But the thing is, they all get hurt. Shepard gets hurt. Ingram gets hurt. But if we're looking at the weapons as a whole and they're all healthy, it's above average, in my opinion. If you factor in Barkley and Ingram, our offensive skill positions, in my opinion, at full strength, is above average. I don't think you could name me 16 teams in the NFL when the Giants are fully healthy that have better skill position players. Now, I haven't looked over the list, But Saquon Barkley is, in my opinion, the most talented running back in the sport. Evan Ingram, in my opinion, when healthy, in terms of being a threat in the passing game, is a top 5 weapon in the sport at the tight end position. Darius Slayton is an emerging deep threat on the outside. Golden Tate, he doesn't create a lot of separation, but he's one of the top 5 or 6 slot receivers in the league. He is. Sterling Shepard is a solid number 2. Good blocker, tough wide receiver. I don't think our weapons are a problem. I think health is. And the offensive line, of course. Yeah. Adam Gase has severe anxiety. Yeah, he does. Well, he's the New York Jets coach. Because I don't know, the more time goes past, the less I think Logan Ryan is going to be a Jet. See, I haven't seen anything new on that front with the New York Jets. The bit that is hit. That's what I like to call them. We'll see. I think that'd be a great pickup for you guys, though. You guys lost Poole, right? So you could definitely use a slot corner. He's a very good player. So that'd be a good pickup for the Jets. Thank you for tuning in, Sabrina, by the way. Let's see what we got here. Darius Slayton, watch out for him. That kid is going to be... I like Darius Slayton. And Darius Slayton fits this system. D-Rose, one of my best subscribers, talk to him all the time on my Discord. Darius Slayton fits this system beautifully. Beautifully. He didn't fit last year's system. Darius Slayton got a big year for the Giants. And Danny, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it, man. Who are your sleeper teams in the NFL this year? People laugh at me all the time. Because, I can tell you sleepers, but do the Colts... All right, here's what I'll ask you, Danny. Do the Colts count as a sleeper? Let me ask the chat. Do the Colts count as a sleeper? Because if they do, they're my sleeper team. But do they really count as a sleeper? I feel like most people are in on the Colts now. Do the Colts count as a sleeper? If the Colts count as a sleeper, that's my sleeper. Do the Bills count as a sleeper? Yeah, so if you're asking me for a team that is on nobody's radar and everybody says has no chance, I say the Chicago Bears. I think the Bears are better than what the experts are saying. I do. I sold high on the Bears last year. I'm buying low on the Bears this year. I thought the Bears were overrated last year. They were going in with 12-4 expectations. They still have a really strong defense. What got away from that defense? They still have a really strong defense. They brought in a quarterback that they think fits their system better than Trubisky. Do I love what they did this offseason? No. They overspent on players, but for this year, I think the Bears could be competitive. I don't agree with the people that have them ranked like 28th, 27th. I don't agree with that. I think they could be competitive in a weak NFC North. So, if you're asking me for a team that nobody thinks can make the playoffs that I think can, it's the Chicago Bears. If you count the Denver Broncos as a sleeper, I'd say them. But I have the Denver Broncos going to the playoffs. I love what the Denver Broncos did this offseason. Let's see what we got here. Ezra says, do you think when the time comes, DJ and Barkley will take a pay cut and take less money? You want my honest opinion? No. I'm not banking on that. And that has nothing to do with them as people, and I don't blame them. Like I said earlier with Dak Prescott. Now, I don't know if they're going to do what Dak is doing. Like, Dak is literally holding out for every last penny. But do I think that Saquon Barkley is going to take less than market value? No. And I don't blame him. He shouldn't. These players, these players sacrifice their life every time they go out on a football field. I don't blame them. They should make their money. Just like you at your job. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't blame them. But no, I don't think they're going to take a big pay cut. I think they're going to want to get paid what they think they're worth. Do I think they'll be as greedy as some players? Maybe not. But I think they're going to want to get paid. Chris, do you think Caden Smith can start this season? I think he's going to play. I don't know if he's going to. I think they're going to have a lot of 2 tight end sets. I think he's going to play. Do I think he'll be in every, the base offense? No. I think Evan Ingram's still the number 1. When Ingram goes down, he'll start like last year, but he's definitely going to get out on the field. Moose, it's not just you, it's everybody. It's not just you, it's everybody. Chris, do you think Arizona's overrated? Yes. Well, what do you consider overrated? Let me ask the people in the chat. Do you think Arizona's a playoff team? If you do, I think they're overrated. I look at the NFC West. The Seahawks are still better. The 49ers are definitely better. So to me, at best, they're third in that division. The Rams to me could even be better. And I'm not in love with the Rams. They lost a lot of pieces, but I am not fully bought in to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not. I know people get excited about Kyler Murray. I know they get excited about DeAndre Hopkins. I know they get excited about Isaiah Simmons. Not bought into it. Their offensive line sucks. I'm not bought into them. Would I be shocked if they go 9-7, 10-6 and make the playoffs? No, but I'm not bought into them. I'm not bought into them. Great Wuda says, I think the Giants are overrated. Great Wuda. And Great Wuda's a great subscriber of mine. The Great Wuda comments on almost all my videos. And he's a negative. Well, not negative. He would look at himself as a realistic Giants fan. He does not have high expectations for this team this year. But how could the New York Giants be overrated? On what planet, when you're ranked 32 by some people, 28 by others, 30 by others, 29 by others, the most optimistic Giants people are saying 8 wins, how are they overrated? You can't be overrated when you're a punching bag. People say we suck. We're not overrated. We're not overrated. Let's see what we got here. Rams 21, Giants 17. I think we'll stay close in that game, Benjamin. I think we'll stay close in that game. Do you think we re-sign Tate next year? Well, Tate's still on the contract for 2 more years after this year. He's still on the contract for 2 more years after this year. So I think, if anything, we cut him. Especially if we draft another wide receiver to save money on the cap. He definitely won't be here long term. He's up there in age already. So I think at most he's got another year after this year. He definitely won't see the conclusion of that contract. Big Kane, man, thanks so much for love, man. I appreciate that. $5 donation. He says, do you think Jeremy Shockey will be a Hall of Famer despite his involvement with the Saints bounty gate? Big Kane, I don't know Shockey's numbers off the top of my head. I don't know how he compares to other tight ends. I would guess not. I don't think so. To my knowledge, from what I remember, I don't think Jeremy Shockey, he put up some really good numbers for the Giants for 3 years or so, 4 years, but I don't think Shockey has Hall of Fame credentials. I'm not 100% on that. I don't know his career numbers off the top of my head, but when I think Jeremy Shockey, I don't think Hall of Fame. But if he was a Hall of Famer, I don't think Bountygate would keep him out. It's not like that was more of a defensive thing than anything else. So, but I don't think Shockey's a Hall of Famer. Bigger sophomore leap, Kyler Murray or Daniel Jones? It's a good question. Here's what I'm going to say. If you measure quarterbacks by stats, you'll probably say Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's going to put up stats. It's kind of like with the Philadelphia Eagles when they had that Chip Kelly offense, whatever it was called. And they were all about, running as many plays as possible, and the stats were inflated. I think it'll be similar to Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, a lot of quick throws. They throw the ball a lot. He's going to put up numbers. So if you're a fantasy guy, you're probably going to say Kyler Murray's a better quarterback. He plays in a system where he's going to put up numbers. That doesn't mean he's a better quarterback. I don't know. If you're asking me who I'd rather have for the next 10 to 15 years, I'm telling you Daniel Jones. But I'm not a huge Kyler Murray guy. If I was, I'd be saying the Arizona Cardinals were going to the playoffs this year. Thoughts on Victor? I think he's going to make the team. I had him on my 53-man roster video. He's tall. He's what we need. A tall threat, 6'4". He's done well in terms of scoring touchdowns throughout his collegiate career. Could be a good red zone target. I like Victor. I think he stands a good chance to make the team. Saeed, man, thanks so much for the love. I appreciate it. $2 donation. He says, is Kyler the next Luck in a bad way? You mean in terms of getting injured? I mean, I hope not. I hope not. He doesn't play like Luck. To me, I mean, Luck definitely moved around a bit, but the reason Luck got hurt so much is because his offensive line was so bad. And it's the same thing in Arizona, but to me, Arizona's got to pay a lot more attention to that O-line going forward. I'll say that, but it's his playing style that I'd be worried about if I was a Cardinals fan. And people say he's too fast, whatever. All it takes is one hit when you play the way he does and you're built the way he is. So that's what I worry about with Kyler Murray more than anything. And hopefully that's not the case. I know he's an incredible talent. He's fun to watch. That's one of the biggest reasons why I'd rather have Daniel Jones. I think there's a much higher probability Daniel Jones will play 15 years than Kyler Murray will. I worry about that. I was worried about that on draft night with him. I talked about that. His playing style, the way he's built. Now Russell Wilson has done it, and that doesn't mean that Kyler Murray can't do it, but I don't know. Yeah, I worry about it a little bit if I'm a Cardinal fan, especially with that offensive line. Danny with the $2 donation, I appreciate it. He says, I'm worried Carson Wentz could be the next Luck. Man, I don't disagree with that. That's a great point you bring up. Carson Wentz has been banged up. He's fragile. That's a really good point. And even Eagles fans would probably tell you that they worry about that. He's had fumbling problems. It's possible. Well, you are an Eagles fan, Danny, so it's a good point you bring up, I don't know if he'd retire after 30. There's no way of knowing that, but he could be a guy that is consistently injured throughout the course of his career, and we'll see going forward. But every time I watch an Eagles game, even though I hate the Eagles, I cringe when I watch Wentz play because you think he's hurt whenever he gets hit, and maybe some of it has to do with the way he plays. Yeah, I don't know, but that's definitely something you got to worry about. What's up, Lake Nona? Thanks for popping in, man. Yeah, they drafted Josh Jones in the 3rd round, though, Mike. And I know Josh Jones was a big name, but you got to ask yourself, why did Josh Jones fall to pick 73? And the book on him was he's a project. He's got some upside, but that's not Andrew Thomas. That's not the guys that were going at the top. To me, I think Arizona should have addressed that. They should have made sure they got a top-tier offensive lineman in this year's draft. To me. That's just me. And Josh, thank you so much for love. I appreciate it, man. He says, who is the most likely to be traded this season? Giants. The most likely to be traded on the Giants this year? Dalvin Tomlinson. Yeah, I don't even think it's a debate, actually. I think it's Dalvin or Ingram. Ingram or Dalvin Tomlinson, because you got to think, everybody says we can't trade those players. They're good. Well, you got to think when you're trading a player, they got to be attractive to the other team. So they got to be a good player more often than not. The Giants don't have a lot of bad contract guys. So and the ones that they do, people aren't taking. Nobody's taking Nate Solder. Okay? Nobody's taking Golden Tate. I doubt it. So the most attractive options on the New York Giants, in my opinion, is Dalvin Tomlinson, because we're deep at that position. He's a solid nose tackle, defensive tackle, and Evan Ingram. Because of his athletic potential, but he's got to remain healthy. So I've been on record saying I think those are their 2 most tradable assets this entire offseason. If they're going to trade somebody in season, I think it'd be one of them. You got it, Joshua, man. Thanks for popping in the stream. Do you remember when a Cardinals offensive lineman tried to jump over? I do remember that. Oh, thank you so much for joining the channel, Colin. I really appreciate that. Stand up, new member. Welcome to the channel, Colin. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for the support, man. I really appreciate it. Do you think I got 200 likes? Thank you, guys. If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. Anybody that may be new to the channel, I'm going to do this twice a week. It's going to be on a set schedule, trying to keep my mind off everything, trying to keep your guys' mind off everything. And I do a giant show with Bad Dog every week. Probably going to be Thursdays, but every Tuesday, 8:45, every Saturday, 8:45. I'm going to do these live streams, hang out with you guys, talk sports. Usually go to about 11:30. So, yeah, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Sometimes we go till 12. But thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Chris, do you think Andrew Thomas plays left tackle this season? I do. What's up, Bigger Mike? Thanks for popping in. I do, because, I talked about before they brought Andrew Thomas in, if they were going to go with Wills or Wirfs, which by most people's standards, those were the 2 favorites to end up with the New York Giants. I said there's a good chance I stick with Nate Solder on the left side because he's got familiarity with Hernandez, and because Wirfs is projected to be a right tackle in the NFL, and because Wills, well, he may be projected to be a left tackle, played right tackle in college. So I got that. You don't want to be switching 2 tackles in the first season. One guy that played on the right last year goes to the left. One guy that played on the left goes to the right. But with Andrew Thomas, you know he's going to be a left tackle. Even though he played right tackle, I think his first year at Georgia, he's the left tackle of your future. It's not a debate. So I want to get that experience with Hernandez and Andrew Thomas right away. Get them going. Get used to playing with each other next to one another right away. Nate Solder's not in the long-term plans. I move him to right tackle. And if he doesn't work out, I got the depth to bring in Cam Fleming. So that's what I would do. I'd put Andrew Thomas on the left side. Let's see what we got here. Isn't the guy from UConn a left tackle? The guy from UConn, a lot of people think he could be a left tackle. You're talking about Matt Parrott. A lot of people have said that they think he could be a left tackle. He's going to be the right tackle of this team. Andrew Thomas was drafted to be the left tackle. If Parrott's going to be in the starting lineup in 2021, I think it'll be on the right side. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. But yeah, I read that article from a scout who said that he thinks Parrott has more upside because of his athletic ability and his long arms to potentially be an even better left tackle prospect than Andrew Thomas. But, I think he'll start on the right side. That'd be my guess. Not this year, though. Does Parrott start by the end of the year if Solder sucks? I think it's Fleming. We're paying Fleming $4.5 million a year. I think the Giants have a perfect situation right now where they have depth at the tackle position in the first time in forever. You got to use that. You have an opportunity to let him learn where he's supposed to be. Most people think he's not ready yet. Let him learn. If Solder doesn't work out, you start Fleming. At least until the last 4 or 5 games of the year, I honestly don't think Parrott will be in the starting lineup if he even plays at all this year. I think they're going to mold him for the future. Giants suck on Monday night. Giants suck on Sunday nights, Monday nights, Thursday nights. The last 3 years, they've sucked on every night. And Maximo, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I appreciate it, man. $2 donation. I need to see Saquon back out there. Can't wait. You and me both. I cannot wait. And what's going on, Cammy? Thanks for popping in the stream. Thank you for being a member. And what's going on, Will Monroe, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. I can't wait to see Saquon Barkley out there on Sundays, man. My favorite athlete in all of sports. I love Saquon Barkley. Love him. I'm wearing his jersey. Usually I got the Daniel Jones. I put on the Saquon tonight, man. Saquon's a man. I love Saquon. He's the leader of this football team. Love him. Can't wait. Do you think Tom Coughlin will be in the Hall of Fame one day? Yes, I think he will be. Yeah. He should be. The guy won 2 Super Bowls. The guy, and everybody always forgets, he was great with the Jaguars as a head coach. He brought them, I think, to 2 AFC title games. Tom Coughlin's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Do you think the Giants will have training camp in a different... somebody said that earlier in the beginning of the stream, Moose. Yeah, I would think it would make sense to. If they could, will they? I don't know, but it makes complete sense to do so, being that this is the highest populated area in terms of the virus. If they could do it in, like, Maryland or something, it would make sense, So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. And Saheed, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I appreciate that. Thoughts on Pizzle's Mother's Day stream? Yeah, I wasn't there during it. I watched it after the fact. I talked to Pizzle off of YouTube. I don't get into bashing YouTubers ever. I believe in I don't like talking about drama stuff. I stay strictly Giants. All I can say about Pizzle is in terms of how he's treated me off of YouTube since I've been on YouTube. I say it all the time whenever I get the opportunity to talk about it. He was the first Giants video maker to reach out to me. I'll say that. When I first started, he was the first Giants video maker to reach out to me, so I always give him credit for that. He's a really nice guy off of YouTube. And that's all I'll say about it, man. I don't badmouth people on YouTube. I'll work with anybody. I say that all the time. So, yeah. Chris, did I do something to lose my wrench? Sam, everybody lost their wrench. It wasn't just you. I don't know. I guess you didn't watch the video. I made a video about it. Everybody lost their wrench. Starting from scratch. Afghanistan's the only guy with a wrench because somebody was spamming at the beginning of the stream. What's going on, Maria? Thanks for popping in the stream. What's going on, Cushmaster? Chris, what are your thoughts on a mod going rogue? Well, that's what happened. So, I think, anyway. Let's see what we got here. Who will be the Giants' backup running back this season, Gallman or Lewis? I mean, I think the favorite going in's got to be Dion Lewis. It's got to be. Gallman has not gotten the job done. Lewis hasn't either in recent history, but he's a veteran. He's got familiarity with Joe Judge. They brought him in here for a reason. I think Lewis is the favorite going in. And I even think there's an outside chance Gallman doesn't make the team. But hopefully Gallman proves people wrong. It's not like I'm rooting against Gallman. I hope Gallman does a great job, but he has no ties to anybody on this team in terms of the general manager or the head coach. He's going to have to prove himself, just like a lot of the players. Would you rock with EDP? Yeah. EDP's got like 2 million subscribers, though. I don't think he'd rock with me. I don't think he'd rock with me. Chris, Donald is still younger than Baker Mayfield was when he was drafted. This is true. Baker Mayfield was, I think, 24 when he first played, if I'm not mistaken, for the Browns. Or I think he was at least 24 during his rookie season. And Donald was, I think, only 20 when he was drafted, or maybe 21. Yeah, he's young. He's still young. I'm not a big believer in our backup running backs. Well, I don't think many people are. We don't have great backup running backs. I think that's why a lot of people wanted A.J. Dillon during the draft before the Packers reached 3 rounds early. Tomlin said he still thinks it will not be fair if all the facilities don't open at the same time. I mean, he's got a point. You know, I get that. You don't want a competitive advantage for anybody else. I get that. Did Greg say he's leaving? Have a great night, Greg, man. Thanks for popping in the stream. Shepard gets hurt next year. Do you think we will get Schuster? No. I don't think the Giants are going to spend $20 million a year on a wide receiver. No. I'd be surprised, to be honest. Anything's possible, but I'll say no. Would it shock you if the Giants went 10-6? Yes. Am I gonna tell you it's impossible? No. Would I be surprised? Yes. I gotta be fair. I mean, the team's won 12 games in 3 years, and you're telling me they're gonna win 10-1? Now it's the NFL. Things happen, and it's a new coaching staff. Signs of excitement. And if they were playing a normal average schedule, and I know people point to last year's strength of schedule and they say, oh, well, the Giants are playing the 7th or 8th easiest schedule. That's not the case, okay? The teams change. They're not the same teams as the previous season. The Tampa Bay Bucks are a much better team than last year, and along with a lot of other teams on the New York Giants schedule. The Browns are a better team than last year. The Steelers, with Ben back, are a better team than last year. The Cardinals, most people think are going to be a better team than last year. So you can't go by last year's record in terms of your opponents. So it's a tough schedule, man, and I got to be honest. What's up, entertainer? Chilling here in Illinois, waiting on a load. Love what you do for the New York football. Hey, man, Q-Dog, been with my channel forever, and I always say it was the first guy to call out Daniel Jones. He wanted Daniel Jones before anybody on YouTube. Q-Dog's the man, and I hope you're staying safe out there. I know you're driving trucks, and that is not the safest job right now. So hope you're staying safe out there, man, and thank you for all the support you always show the channel, man. Chris, Mahomes is overrated. How is Mahomes overrated? Were you the same guy that said that in the other stream where I flipped out? I'm not going to flip out, but anybody who says Mahomes is overrated is out of their mind. The one thing I'll say about Mahomes, he plays in a great system. He has a great head coach, Andy Reid, but I don't care. Alex Smith played in that same system. He threw for half the touchdowns. Okay, so, no, Pat Mahomes is not overrated. Pat Mahomes is a ridiculous talent. Let's see what we got here. I got a fair offer for you. Thank you for joining the channel, Kush. I appreciate that. I got a fair offer for you. If the Rams beat the Cowboys week 1, you become a Lakers. Well, that's not happening. If the Giants beat the Rams week 4, I'll root for you guys versus both the Cow-Turds games. I can never become a Lakers fan. Cannot happen. Benjamin. I'm a Knicks fan through and through. Will not happen. Would never make a bet like that. Matter of fact, I'm assuming you're a Lakers fan, Ben. I can be honest with you. I hate the Lakers. Now they're not my most hated team, but I do not like the purple and gold. Never liked them. Haven't been this hyped for the Giants football. You and me both, man. I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see what we got in store for everybody else. What's up, Kid Blue? My man, Kid Blue. Thanks for popping in the stream, man. If you guys haven't done so, go on over to Kid Blue and subscribe to his channel. What's up, Mercedes Benz? Thanks for popping in the stream. New subscriber here. It's Stand Up. What's going on, 710, man? Thank you for joining the channel. You must have been watching my channel for a little bit if you know the Stand Up like me, but thank you for subscribing. Thank you to everybody for being here. I appreciate it. What's up, Patrick? Thanks for being here, man. But yeah, go on over there and check out Kid Blue. Justin Leon's got a channel too. I try to shout him out whenever I get an opportunity when I see him. Thank you for being here, Justin Leon. The check down has the Giants going 2-0. I'll tell you what, man. The one thing I'll say about the Giants schedule that I like. What's up, Tommy T? Thanks for being here. The one thing I'll say about the Giants schedule that I like, they don't play the easiest games early on their schedule, but they don't play the hardest either. I think it's a good litmus test early on, especially because the first one's at home. If the Giants could ever start 2-0, and I'm not saying they're going to, I'm not predicting it, I would not be shocked if they did, though. I would not be shocked. I'm not picking it. I think 1-1 is what they're going to start. I probably wouldn't. I would not probably favor them in either individual game, but I think they'll win one of the two. If they could ever start 2-0, then we got a shot. So I like the way the Giants' schedule starts in the sense that if you could ever beat the Steelers at home and then go to Chicago week 2, pull off an upset on the road, you got 2 wins in the bank, and you still have your easier games still left on the schedule. The Redskins games, the Bengals games. So it's not the first 2 games. I don't hate the way it played out. I think we could beat the Steelers. I really do. The home opener. And if you win that game, then who knows? Maybe you got a shot to beat the Bears. Am I from New York? I am from New York, yes. I'm going to call you Cruz now, Chris. All right, hip it. If there was no Miami boat trip, how far in the playoffs would we have gotten? Okay. I don't think we were going to Super Bowl that year. Now, here's what I'll say. Yeah, we weren't going to a Super Bowl that year because our offense was so bad that year. But maybe we beat the Packers. But here's what I'll say. If Tom Coughlin was the coach for that team, they might have went to a Super Bowl. Might have. I'm not saying they would have, but there's no way they're going on that boat trip. And I think they would have been better prepared than with Ben McAdoo as the head coach. And I know everybody looked at the records and they say, oh, well, Coughlin was like 6-10 the year before, whatever they were. They went 11-5. Yeah. You added 3 of the best defensive players in football. They also played a soft schedule where they barely, skated by some of the worst teams in the league. So if Coughlin was the head coach of that team from the start, maybe they do. We'll never know. There's no point in living in the past. But, yeah, man, McAdoo sucked. I don't care about the record. McAdoo sucked. Oh, Kid Blue, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it, man. He says the first 8 weeks is a huge test for the offensive line. Great call. The first 4 weeks in particular, well, yeah, really the first 8 weeks because you're playing Chase Young and the Redskins. Yeah. But the first 5 weeks before we get the Redskins, and the Redskins have a good defense too. It's underrated. It's brutal, man. You look at some of these pass rushers that this offensive line is going to have to go up against. I mean, you're talking about the creme de la creme. I mean, you're talking about Aaron Donald in the middle with the Rams. You're talking about Chase Young on the outside with Montez Sweat when you play the Redskins. You're talking about Tank Lawrence with the Cowboys. You're talking about Bosa and Ford with the Niners. The Steelers got Watt and they got Dupree. You got a tough competition there when it comes to protecting your quarterback early on this year. No doubt about it, KB. If we had Saquon in 2016, how far would we have gone? I don't know how much Saquon would have helped that team. I really don't. And I love Saquon because that offensive line was putrid. Putrid. It was horrible. And if you can't block, you're not going to be able to run. So, would it have been, yeah, would they have a better offense? Yeah, but at the end of the day, we saw it his rookie year. When they couldn't block, they couldn't move the ball. They had Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley. The first 8 games, they couldn't block. They didn't move the ball. Gordon Gecko, man, thanks so much for love, man. I really appreciate it. He says, starting to think we might have a premier secondary if Baker plays like a first-round pick. with Darnay in the slot and the safeties, can we become the best? Well, this year we're not going to become the best. But, yeah, why not? Why not? If eventually 2 years down the line, if DeAndre Baker plays like the best corner in last year's draft, which is where the Giants drafted him, and Darnay Holmes turns into one of the better nickel corners in the league, which some people think he can, Bradbury still in 2 years will still probably be a very solid corner. If you keep Peppers around and he progresses, and Xavier McKinney, I mean, we have a lot of potential. Do I think we'll be the best? I mean, that's asking a lot, but do I think we could be one of the better secondaries in the league? Yeah. We have a lot of young talent there, man. So, yes, I think we can be. What role is Kitchens playing in the coaching cabinet? I like that. Kitchens playing in the coaching cabinet. Chris Sonora with a good play on words there. He is going to be the tight ends coach, and he was the tight ends coach with the Arizona Cardinals. It's the role he's had before he became a head coach with the Cleveland Browns. I think he was the OC with the Browns, at least for part of the season, with Baker Mayfield in his rookie year. Then he became the head coach, but he was a tight ends coach at I think a couple of different spots before he became the offensive coordinator and then head coach with the Browns. Let's see what we got here. Ragu sippin' cannoli dippin' diggity dizzle dog says, hello, Mr. Entertainer. Hello, diggity dizzle dippin' dog. Thank you for popping in. Misleading story, man. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. I really appreciate that. Talk Coach Colombo. He's pretty damn good, isn't he? I'll get into him in a second, Hazelnut, because you're getting me excited. I tried to get Colombo on the channel, but I get it. The coach staff probably doesn't want to talk. I reached out to him on Twitter. It didn't happen. But Misleading story, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. If our roster didn't change as of now, and we ended the season with a decent pass rush, who do you think would end up being the main catalyst behind it? Okay, if our roster didn't change as of now, and we ended up the season with a decent pass rush. Wow. That's a great question. I got to think it's got to be the secondary. And I would say Bradbury and Baker. I think they would be the main catalysts. Like I said, I think that will be that and the interior defensive line, but I would say more so even the corners. You go back, you look at that Giants team in 2016, we didn't have any phenomenal pass rushers. We had good ones. Well, we had much better pass rushers than we have now. Olivier Vernon was very good, but we had really strong corner play, specifically, DRC, Janoris Jenkins. If those two individuals, and it's more so Baker, because I think Bradbury's going to be good. If Baker's good, that would be the primary catalyst for the Giants having an above-average pass rush this year, in my opinion. DeAndre Baker is going to be a huge X factor for the New York Giants on this defense. Yeah, that's my opinion. Malik with the $5 donation. Hey, what's up, Chris and everyone? I'm sorry I've been missing your live streams. Nice to see you again, and everyone, stand up, New York. Malik, man, thank you for popping in the stream, man. No, man, you never. Again, I always say it, man. You never have to apologize, Malik. I don't know if you've seen it because you've been. I'm sure a lot of people have been busy, so I like to say it throughout the stream. I took away mods. It has nothing to do with you or anybody else. Somebody hacked my account. They blocked everybody. So I'm starting from scratch. I'm only going to have probably eventually 5 or 6 mods on the channel because I don't want to go through that again. It's a headache for you guys. It's a headache for me. I can't read your comments when you comment on my videos. Can't read your comments when you comment on the live stream. So I just want to let you know that. Chris Dillon says, who do you think is winning MVP next year? Pat Mahomes. I'm going to go chalk on that. Pat Mahomes. I can't bet against him. That, to me, is such a deadly duo. I mean, you're talking about the most talented quarterback entering the prime of his career with the best offensive mind in football, with weapons galore. I can't bet against Pat Mahomes. It's literally putting the most talented player at the quarterback position in the best situation or one of the best situations. I can't bet against that. What's going on, MYG31? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Big Mike says, Chris, if you think your ceiling is 9-7, do you think that's enough to make a wild? Yes. 9-7 with 7 teams making the playoffs. 8-8 might be enough, Mike. 8-8 might get you in the playoffs. It would probably require a tiebreaker, but 8-8, 9-7, I think will definitely get you in with the new playoff format. 8-8, I think you could sneak in based off a tiebreaker, but I think it could. I think 9-7 could win our division, Mike. Mike's an Eagles fan. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think the Cowboys have talent, but we'll see how the new coaching staff puts it together. They definitely have a suspect secondary, but they're a very talented team. The Eagles, to me, who knows what's going to happen with them. But that we all play a really tough schedule outside of the division. So I could see 9 wins winning the NFC East. I really could. What's going on, Joseph Cupid? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. And Max Major says, which of the jerseys for the Giants are the best? Oh, God, it's got the Color Rush. Color Rush. Color Rush. To me, the Giants Color Rush jersey is the best-looking jersey in the sport. And I'm biased. I'm a Giants fan, but I love that jersey. Love it. Yeah, Color Rush, man. The white, love it. I am a Mets fan. Unfortunately. Yeah. I like pain in my life. Tana, would you jump on this? No, I never jump on sucking for players. And you know I love offensive linemen, but next year I'm probably, at the end of the day, if he's as good as people say, and he's there when we pick, I'm not going to be upset if we take him, okay? Because could you imagine you have him and Andrew Thomas on the same offensive line? That would be ridiculous. But I don't think that's our biggest need at this point in time. Next year, if you're asking me, I think we need to focus on that defense, and I think we need to get Daniel Jones a weapon. But I would not be upset if we took him. I'll put it that way. I love the offensive line. We weren't crying when we swept y'all the last 3. You're talking about you're talking to somebody else. Totally agree with the. What's going on, Max? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Sewell would have gone over Young. Yeah, he got Heisman votes, didn't he? He got Heisman votes. Tana, what's a more winnable game, Rams or the Bears? It's about the same to me. I'll say the Bears because the Rams are traveling all the way across the country. So because of that, but I think the Rams and the Bears are about the same in terms of competition. I might even think the Bears are slightly better. But I'm much higher on the Bears than most. But I think the Bears are slightly more winnable because you're not traveling all the way to L.A. I'll say that. And Malik, man, thanks so much for the love. I appreciate it, man. $5 donation. He says, Dame, that's bad to hear. But did you see Andrew Thomas versus Josh Allen? Oh, my God. That's why we didn't get Josh Allen. He never got past him. I did watch that tape. A number of my subscribers told me to look at that. And, yeah, Andrew Thomas did a hell of a job against Josh Allen, who, in my opinion, is one of the future stud pass rushers in football. He already is. He got 10 sacks in his rookie year. So, yeah, I was encouraged. Andrew Thomas is good. Andrew Thomas is very good. So, I'm not surprised. I think he's going to do a really good job for the New York Giants. Hey, Chris, do you think if the Giants go 3-1 the first 4 games, we would make the playoffs? No, I can't say. Do I think we'd have a much better chance than I think right now? Yes. Do I think it's a slam dunk if we start 3-1? No, because our last 5 games are brutal. Our last 5 games, we play the Cardinals, who most people think are better than I do, the Browns, who a lot of people like, the Seahawks in Seattle, Dallas, and we play another really good team. So, no, I don't think there's any guarantee we make the playoffs until the last game of the year. But if we get started 3-1, I'm going to be telling you we got a good shot to make the playoffs, but definitely not a guarantee. The back end of our schedule is our hardest part. The beginning 4 and the back 4 or 5 are our toughest part. Our most winnable games are in the middle. But yeah, no, nothing's a guarantee. Tana, don't you think we should pick up Dak Prescott to be our edge rusher of the future and pick up Andy Dalton to be our kicker? No, I don't. I don't think that. I don't think that. Let them be quarterbacks for the Dallas Cowboys. Let them get paid a lot of money. Thoughts on taking a receiver in the first round in the 2021 draft? I'm not against that, Jay Laugh. I'm not a huge wide receiver guy. Anybody that watches my channel knows that. But, it all depends on who's there when we pick. It depends on how these players are evaluated going in. But the Giants, I think, will be in a place next year because they address the offensive line in this draft to take a supreme wide receiver if there's one there worth taking. And by most expert standards, there will be. So, yeah, it all depends on who's there when we pick and who we feel is our, biggest need and everything else. But, yeah, they could take a wide receiver early next year. It wouldn't shock me. I think it'll either be a wide receiver, an edge rusher, or a supreme tackle. I would be surprised if it's anything else next year, as of now. I hate drafting wide receiver in the first, but Jamar Chase is a beast, Kid Blue. What is the most you'd pay a wide receiver? At the end of the day, if you draft Jamar Chase, you're investing in him. So you're going to pay. You're going to pay for him. If he's a part of your future, do I like paying wide receivers? No. But I don't like paying running backs either, but Saquon Barkley is special. Ideal world, I don't like paying wide receivers, but sometimes you got to do it. But worst case scenario, you get one for 5 years, maybe you trade him. What's going on, Jared Williams? Thanks for popping in the stream. Chris, I got to go. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Sorry, stop apologizing. Thank you for being here, buddy. Max says, what jersey numbers do you think our top rookies are going to wear? Oh, man, I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even have a guess for that. I don't even have a guess for that. We need a tall guy in our receiver. Yes, we do, Frank. And I think we'll do that probably in next year's draft in terms of finding a top-tier talent. We got some undrafted free agents, but I don't think they're going to be long-term answers. You never know. Victor Cruz was, but it's rare that you find an undrafted free agent to be a consistent impact player year in and year out for an 8 to 10 year period. So I think we'll find that guy in next year's draft more than likely, or in free agency. That's what I think. I think they're going to continue to try to help Daniel Jones next year. Bye-bye. Good night, Cruz. Thank you so much, the bit that is hit for tuning in. Will there be football this season? Yeah, why not? I think there will be. Now, there may be empty stadiums, and it looks like that will more than likely be the case right now. But, yeah, I think there's going to be football. I really do. I really believe that. Giants should hire you to represent Big Blue. I would love that, Sebastian. Sebastian, by the way, I want to apologize. You were blocked. There's a couple of names when I see them, I remember they were blocked. I know you were blocked, so thank you for that, though. Malik with the $10 donation. I had a little argument with some Giants fans about predicting the schedule for the season. Like he said that we would lose to the Redskins. Not to be mean, but there's no way we're losing to them. Here's what I'll say. I'm picking us to beat the Redskins. I haven't done my schedule prediction yet, but we could beat a lot of teams that people are saying we can't beat. And we could lose to a lot of teams who you probably think we can't lose to. It's football, and you can't take any team for granted, and we're not near good enough to take anybody for granted. The Redskins improved their coaching staff greatly. Jack Del Rio is a really good defensive coordinator. Ron Rivera is one of the best coaches. Do I believe in Dwayne Haskins yet? Not necessarily. I don't love the weapons around him. I don't think that they improved that offensive line enough. So to me, he's still a big question mark going into this year. But they have a strong defense. So we'll see what the Washington Redskins are. But if the Giants want any chance to make the playoffs, we're going to have to sweep them. Same thing for them. If they want any chance to make the playoffs, they're going to have to sweep us. But we're going to have to sweep them. We cannot split with Washington. We've got to sweep them. Do you think the Bills won or lost the Stephon Diggs trade? Somebody asked me that, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago. And that is a rare trade where I think both teams won. Because if you look at the situation of both of those teams, the Buffalo Bills, to me, are a team that is ready to compete to win a Super Bowl. They are. And I'm not saying they're the favorites, but they're a team. They went to the playoffs last year. They went to overtime. They were this close to going to the divisional round. They've got a more experienced quarterback. They improved the defense in free agency. Buffalo Bills are ready to compete. They're ready to take that next step. And the biggest missing part to their offense is to have a number one wide receiver, which is what Stephon Diggs will bring. So, to me, that's almost a missing ingredient to a team that already has one of the top three, maybe even the best defense in football. They needed that supreme threat at the wide receiver position. They get that with Diggs. However, if you're looking at it just from what they paid, they overpaid, in my opinion. I don't remember all the picks they gave up, but they gave up a lot. So the Vikings, to me, got more than they should have, but the Bills added a player that could put them over the top. So I think that could be one of those rare trades where it works out for both teams. That's my opinion on that trade. Kevin with the $5 donation. Malik, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Yeah, I know, but who's in their start? Yeah, well, that's the thing, Malik, if I'm a Redskins fan, that's what I'm worrying about. The offensive line. The offensive line is a big question mark for Dwayne Haskins and the Redskins this year, in my opinion. And Redskin fans will probably tell me that's not the case because they're Redskin fans, and I disagree. I think the Redskins have a hole in the offensive line. And Kevin with the $5 donation, I appreciate that. Kelvin, rather. We're going to win the division, no doubt about that. We punching these teams in the mouth. I love the optimism. And at the end of the day, we're all fans, And at the end of the day, I'd be lying to you if I told you on game day that I don't go in my heart and saying we could win this game. So I get it. On YouTube, I try to be as unbiased as I can as a Giants fan. I try to think with my brain. Sometimes I'm going to think with my heart. I do that sometimes. So I get it, man. And at the end of the day, it's football and anything could happen. So I like to go into every year with some optimism. I just don't like, I like to go in with reasonable expectations. And Malik, man, thanks for the love, man. Basically, Buffalo and the Broncos, oh my God, the Broncos got every type of weapon you can have, especially the wide receiver from Penn State. They're going to, yeah, I like what the Broncos did too. I think I had the Broncos 13th in my power rankings. The Broncos added a lot of talent to that offense to help out Drew Lock. Drew Lock had a really strong 5 games when he got to play for the Broncos. I think he threw for over 1,000 yards. They were 4-1. Drew Lock's got a lot of talent, and they added a lot of talent to that offense, and they already had 2 good edge rushers. I think Denver's going to make the playoffs this year. I love what they did this offseason. I'm with you on that. Their offensive line's still suspect, though. They had a weak offensive line to begin with. They lost their center to the Jets. Their offensive line's still suspect, but we'll see what Denver does. But I like a lot of things they did this offseason. Score prediction against the Steelers. It is early, man. It is early. But here's what I'll say about that game. I think the game is going to be played in the low 20s to high teens. I think you're looking at like a 2017, 21-17, 2014. I think you're looking at a game that's going to be between 35 to 45 points, 35, 40 points, probably around there. And I think it'll be low scoring, and I think if the Giants are going to win that game, Saquon Barkley's going to have a good game. The Steelers have a good defense, and you don't want to put Daniel Jones in a situation where he's throwing the ball 40 times. I think if the Giants are going to beat the Steelers, they're going to have to beat them in a grinded-out mentality way. They're going to have to run the ball. Barkley's going to have 25 carries, and they're going to have to go for over 125, 130 yards on the ground as a team if they're going to win that game. And I think they could. So, that to me is how they're going to win that game if they're going to win it. Can't wait to see Saquon behind. Yeah, you and me both. Andrew Thomas is a great run blocker. I'm looking forward to it. Max says, since you said the best Giants jerseys are the Color Rush, should I buy a Saquon or Daniel Jones jersey in that jersey? Ooh, I mean, they're both phenomenal. My favorite player is Saquon Barkley. Okay, so if you're asking me, I would have bought a Daniel Jones jersey eventually for sure, and I obviously have one. That was given to me by one of my best subscribers, Dire Giants fan, was kind enough to give me that at the game. I bought a Saquon Barkley jersey instantly, like 2 days after he was drafted. So if you're asking me what I would buy, I would get the Barkley. I love Barkley, though. He's my favorite player, so I would get the Barkley. Malik, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I really appreciate it, man. He says, in my opinion, the first week is the most important part of the season for the Giants because they can go 2-2 or 3-1 or 4-0 or 0-4 because we have division teams. So we got to win. Well, we haven't won the first week, Malik. I don't know off the top of my head, but we haven't won in the first week in a really long time. And generally speaking, when I don't know the statistic, but I talk about it every year in my first game preview, so you will get the statistic when the Giants play week 1 against the Steelers. But there is a huge difference in terms of percentage to make the playoffs if you win the first week compared to if you lose the first week. So, it's very important in the NFL to get off to a good start. There's no doubt about it, especially the first 2 games. If you can start 2-0, I would guess there's probably a 70% chance, 75% chance when a team starts 2-0, they make the playoffs. So, yeah, we got to get off to a good start. We haven't been off to a good start in forever. Gordon, man, thanks so much for that, man. I appreciate it. Curb Your Enthusiasm or The Office. Ooh, I love both of those shows. Gordon. I'll tell you an underrated show that's kind of like The Office, Parks and Recreation. I love it. My ex-girlfriend got me into that show. I absolutely love it. But if I got to pick between those two, oh, man. I think I'll slightly go The Office, but Curb Your Enthusiasm is fantastic. They're both great shows. So it's 2 of my favorite shows. Oh, man, thank you so much, man. Oh, wow, $50, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ira Mariam, NYG, thank you so much. Hey, Chris. Oh, Shamari. What's going on, Shamari? How you been? I think Shamari, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, before I read the rest of the super chat, I think Shamari is the first guy that ever donated to me on my channel. When I was doing the Giant streams, I think I remember that. But Shamari, man, I hope you're doing well, man. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Hey, Chris, this is Shamari. 2 things I want to point out. 1, we will have the best special teams and defensive backfield in the division. Why? 1, Joe Judge will play his strength. Makes sense. And 2, pressure off Baker guarding number 1 wide receiver Bradbury. I don't think you're wrong. I can't guarantee that. One thing I'll say, the Redskins have very good special teams. Chuck Sharts, make sure to remind me of that every time I talk to him in the Discord. But I will say this. We had a really good special teams unit last year, and it should only get better with Joe Judge and the players they've brought in. I'd be shocked if the Giants aren't one of the top 5, 6, 7 units in football. So it is not far-fetched at all to think we'll have the best special teams unit in the division. And I don't disagree with the secondary. Even though I don't want to jump the gun on this secondary and say they're going to be top 8, 10 in the league, I don't think there's any great secondaries in this division. So I don't think that's a crazy thing to bring up. I think we definitely could have the best secondary and the best special teams unit in this division. I don't think that's crazy at all, actually, Shamari. I kind of agree with it. But thanks so much for love, man. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you for being such a great subscriber, man. I really appreciate that. Should the Giants trade for Yannick? No. I don't think they're going to trade for Yannick at this point. I'd be surprised. I don't think they're going to trade for Yannick. I think they're trying to build towards the future, keep their draft picks. I don't think they're going to do it, and I can't blame them for not doing it. Your secondary's decent, but what I'm saying is there's not like this unbelievable secondary. I know you added Slay, but there's not this unbelievable secondary. I don't think it's crazy to think the Giants could have the best secondary in the division. Let's see what we got here. Andrew Thomas is a better run blocker than pass blocker and didn't allow a sack as a pass blocker. Imagine what he could do. Yeah. Oh, he's a beast. David, who's going to be on my channel. He works for G-Men HQ. I forgot the name of the website, but he's been on my channel before. He's got a new Giants channel, Giants Alliance. He came up with a great stat today on Twitter. I retweeted it. Andrew Thomas, I think it was run blocking, and I forgot how they measured it, was the second best run blocker in some capacity. I don't remember how they measured it in the entire country. And the guy that was above him wasn't even a tackle. He was a center. Matt Hennessy, the center that we were potentially interested in. So, yeah, Andrew Thomas's strength is the run blocking. So, absolutely. And I'm excited about that with Saquon Barkley. Malik, man, thanks so much for love, man. I really appreciate that, man. Man, you're incredible for my channel. I can never say thank you enough, man, for all the support, all you guys show me. Chris, everyone as a fan needs to know that don't get so mad if Andrew Thomas because he makes rookie mistakes. I know he is, but we as fans need to be patient. That's literally what happened today. Exactly, Malik. That's what I say, not just about Andrew Thomas, but about the team in general. They're young, a new coaching staff, everything else. Got to be patient. But I do think Andrew Thomas is going to have an immediate impact, and I think you're going to see it. Maybe they'll take a game or two, but I think Andrew Thomas is going to be an above-average tackle year one for the New York Giants, and I think he's going to be a very good tackle, bare minimum, for the New York Giants throughout the course of his career. Do I know? I can't guarantee he'll be elite or great. I think you're getting a very good tackle, bare minimum. And that's what you want when you take a tackle in the first round. So I think we're getting that. I think he was safe. I think he's going to be a very good player for this football team. So I'm happy with the pick. Oh, do I put the K word on my hot dog? Chris Leone says, I mixed it up. I put a little bit of the K word, ketchup. People make fun. I'll say it for you, Chris Leone. Ketchup. People make fun of the way I say it. I put that on it, and I put mustard. I put a little relish, a little sauerkraut. I mix it up. I put everything on it. What are your expectations for Darius Slayton year 2? My expectations for Darius Slayton year 2, I think he's going to be really good. Yeah, the only thing that would have tilted my expectations a little bit in terms of stat production would have been if they drafted a wide receiver early. But being that they didn't do that, there is no reason to think that Darius Slayton can't expand off of last year. There's no reason at all. He had great chemistry with Daniel Jones. He fits this offense better than the previous one. He's going to be playing with Daniel Jones now for 16 games instead of 12. I think Darius Slayton could be in for at least 950 yards, minimum. I think he's going to have a good year. I'm talking, my prediction for him, between close to 1,100 yards. I could see it. Between 1,000 and 1,100 yards. And I think he's going to have about 8 touchdowns, maybe even more. I think he's going to have a good year. I think Darius Slayton's going to have a very good year for the New York Giants. I think he fits the offensive scheme perfectly. Catch up with the call. Oh, my God. The secondary is going to be very good. I'm almost done with the coffee. I got a little sip left, but I will finish it. It is ice cold right now. So there you go. But thank you to everybody for being here. I appreciate it. What is our biggest weakness? Knock on the wood. There you go. Our biggest weakness on this football team. All right, I'll give you our biggest weakness. Well, on the defense, we've talked about it tonight. It's the edge rusher. We don't have a supreme edge rusher. On the offense, the center position is definitely a huge weakness for this team. There's nobody that we could really rely on right now. You have two guys that have never really played the position in a game, with Gates and Lemieux competing for the starting position with Poley, who's not a very good center to begin with. So the center's a big weakness on the offense, in my opinion, due to lack of experience. And I think we could use another weapon in the passing game, but I would say the center on offense is probably our biggest weakness. What's up there, Kristaps Porzingis? And yeah, of course, Big Daddy. I'll tell you what, Big Daddy, great minds think alike. And Big Daddy, I say it all the time, guy's brilliant. Hey, some of the posts he puts up, he's always very in-depth, always shows me a lot of love on my channel, but that was what I was thinking before I said it. But I was trying to give a player, but what I was thinking in my head was lack of experience. That is our biggest weakness, both on the head as a head coach and as a team. We're going in as an unknown. These guys have not played together. We're very young. I don't know this off the top of my head, but if I had to guess, half of our defense has probably been in the league 3 years or less. I would guess at least half. And on the offense, we're very young as well. It's a very inexperienced team coming off injuries. So our injury history is a weakness as well. We have a lot of guys that are injury-riddled players, specifically on the offensive side of the ball. So those are some of our weaknesses. Bends the knees. What's going on, Cornelius? Thanks for popping in the stream. The Entertainment Talking Sports. I am a Knicks fan. I'm wearing a Knicks hat. I am a Knicks fan. We suck. We're garbage. But one day, I promise you, one day, I might not be alive, but one day, the New York Knicks will win a championship. I might not be alive for it, but one day it'll happen. Hey, Chris, Giants should get the edge rusher. I got to look into him. I don't know enough about him, Raphael. I got to look into him. I haven't looked. I have not looked into next year's prospects enough. I'm going to be doing videos on that, though, probably within a week or so. For sure. You guys are going to pick out my next video tomorrow. I'm going to have a news video out, I'm sure, but you guys are going to pick out my next video tomorrow. We're going to keep doing that. That was fun. I wouldn't have ever thought of the Jets versus Giants video. So that's why I always like asking you guys for suggestions, because you guys give me ideas, and it's what you guys want to watch. And then I like to do the research and give you guys my opinion on it. So I'm going to continue to do that. It's a lot of fun. Malik, don't forget about Golden. People think he is old. No, guys, he's still one of the best slot. Golden Tate's a solid slot wide receiver. No doubt about it. I said that earlier in the stream. Do I think he's part of the future? No, but he's a top 6 or, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Humphrey's a good slot receiver. There's a number of good slot receivers, but he's still an above average slot receiver. He's a good slot receiver. Marcus Golden is overrated, in my opinion, worth bringing back. I agree that he's overrated in the sense that what we all initially thought he was going to get paid. I agree with that, and I think every team in the league agrees with that. And I think that's why he hasn't gotten the contract that I think we all thought he was going to get. But at this point in time for Marcus Golden, what do you have to lose? If you're getting him back here on a 1-year deal for $5.5 million, and that's barely a raise off what he got last year. And I think he got $3.5 million last year, maybe $4 with the sack incentive. If you get him back for that, you're getting a guy that at a bare minimum is a situational pass rusher for you on second and third and long downs. We could definitely use that. Like I just said, that's our biggest weakness on defense. So I have no issue bringing him back on that. I don't want to give him a 3-year deal. I don't think he fits our scheme, and I think that's why the Giants haven't committed a 3-year deal to him. But if you get him back on a $5.5 million deal for 1 year, let's rock and roll, baby. Let's rock and roll. He's already got good chemistry with the team. He was known as a leader last year. I got no problem with him for that price. Tana, thoughts on maybe Nick Gates playing center and mentoring Lemieux for a season? I mean, and good question, sports expert. I really think Poley's going to be the starter, at least to start the season. But maybe Gates beats him out. I don't think Lemieux is going to be the center at the start. I could be wrong. He's played guard his entire career. I think he'll compete. I think the thinking with Lemieux is long-term, they probably view him as a guy that could replace Zeitler after 2 years, or if they decide to cut Zeitler after this year. I think that's the line of thinking with Lemieux. I think they want versatility, like they want with every player on this roster, so they're training him to be a center, and he has the opportunity to compete to start this year. I don't think he'll start this year. Maybe he will be trained, like you said, by Gates or whoever, Pulley. But I don't think he's the long-term answer at the center position. I think they drafted him to be a guard if he's going to start at all. He may be a depth offensive lineman, but I do like him a lot. Andrew Marchese. Andrew Marchese, yeah, he gave me a great video suggestion today. I forgot exactly what it was, but it had something to do with eating beans. With imitating one of the, I forgot which coach it was. He says, you're still doing the ASMR vid tomorrow. Andrew, I don't think my subscribers would like that one. That might be something I do during a nonsense stream if I ever do one of those again. But, yeah, no, I don't think my subscribers would appreciate that one. But I appreciate the suggestion. It made me laugh. Thank you for being a great subscriber, Andrew, man. I appreciate it. Mike Moreno with the $5 donation. He says, I was really excited for Andrew Thomas' pick when we drafted him. But the one thing I worry about is whether or not he puts, oh, God, ketchup on his burger. You know, you guys love when I say that word. The one thing growing up in New York that I didn't realize until I left. Just kidding. It was Gettleman with an upset stomach. That's right. New York, I think, is one of the only states in the country where we don't put mustard on our burger. You go to any McDonald's outside of New York. The first time I went to Atlantic City, I went to a McDonald's. They put mustard on the burger. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like a thing. New York, we don't do that. We just put the K word on it. And Deception, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I really appreciate that. He says, who do you think will cover Odell in the Browns game? Also, what game out of the schedule do you think would be the biggest upset if we won? Okay. Biggest upset has got to be the Ravens game at Baltimore or at Seattle, but I would say at Baltimore has got to be the biggest upset. Who do I think will cover Odell? To me, it's going to be Bradbury. I mean, Bradbury's got experience covering all the top wide receivers in the league. He's our number one corner. Maybe by that point, DeAndre Baker overtakes him, but I'd be shocked. Yeah, I mean, this guy's covered Julio Jones. He's covered Michael Thomas. He's covered the best of the best. So I think Bradbury's going to be on Odell Beckham. Now, I'm sure they'll move Odell Beckham around, try to create opportunities, maybe in the slot, things like that. But Bradbury will be on him, for sure. Yeah, I'd be shocked if that's not the case. But yeah, there's the answer. Thank you for the love. Malik with the $5 donation. I appreciate it. He says, Chris, are the defensive secondary going to be good? Oh my God, best safety in the draft, best corner, best slot corner in the draft. Guys, he literally guards and the best of the best receiver. Yeah, no, listen, Malik. The New York Giants did a great job. You can make an argument at the end of the draft. The New York Giants selected the best left tackle, the best slot corner, and the best safety with 3 of their first 4 picks. And who knows, maybe Matt Parrott ends up being the best right tackle if he plays there. So you can make a strong argument that most experts going in, even though he hasn't played nickel corner that much, but you go back and look, a lot of people had Darnay Holmes as the best projected nickel corner in the draft. Obviously, a lot of people have Andrew Thomas, and the same thing with McKinney. A lot of people had him as the best safety. So you can make a strong argument that we got the best player at 3 different positions in this year's draft, or at least going in. Benjamin, man, thanks for the love, man. I appreciate it. He says, why do you hate the Lakers so much? We're not the green team. Oh, God. Well, I hate the Celtics more. We don't play in your division. I was going to donate 5 bones, but I hate green, so you get yellow, your favorite. Listen, man, I got nothing against you. I know you're a great supporter of my channel, Bad Dog's channel. I just don't. I'm always honest with you guys. I was never a Laker guy. Hate might be a strong word for the Lakers, but I definitely don't root for you guys. I'll tell you what, growing up, Benjamin, and I don't mind getting into hoops talk a little bit. Growing up, and this might be why Afghanistan likes me so much, one of my favorite individual basketball teams outside of the New York Knicks were the Sacramento Kings. I love that Sacramento Kings team with Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, Peja Stojakovic, Mike Bibby, Jim Jackson. That was a great team. I love that team. It was one of my favorite teams I've ever watched. And you guys broke my heart when I was like 15, 16 years old watching those Western Conference Finals. I grew a little hatred for the Lakers. But I definitely hate the Celtics more. I definitely hate the Heat more. But I don't like the Lakers. I can't lie to you. But thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. Shamari, man, thanks so much for love, man. $5 donation says, Hopkins had 5 catches for 41 yards versus Bradbury last year. And Hopkins recorded his third with 6:41 left in the fourth quarter. Yeah. No, I mean, he did a phenomenal job. He did a phenomenal job shutting down the best number 1 wide receivers in football the last 2 years. Just look at the numbers. Look at the box scores. He's definitely going to be the guy guarding Odell Beckham. 100%. Got you, buddy. It's all good. Yeah, Benjamin. Yeah, I love I love those Kings teams. They were fun to watch. I'm sure LeBron coming to LA made you like us a little more. Yes, it did, GOAT. It did. I don't even love LeBron. But I think he's so disrespected, and some of it is his own doing, that I think I've like fallen in love in terms of rooting for him. Because I just think he's like one of those athletes, GOAT, that when he retires, people are going to be like, you know what? He was that good. So that's why I've grown a liking for LeBron. I used to not like him. Benjamin, man, thank you so much. Stand up, new member, man. Thank you so much, man. Welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much, Benjamin. I'm sorry you were blocked, by the way. I saw it in the comments. You said that. I had no idea. So I apologize. Chris, Xavier is the best safety in the league. I'm definitely not biased. You're not biased at all. You're not biased at all. Not at all. I used to hate LeBron. How much yards do you think Saquon is going to average this season? Chris Leon says, I think he's going to average at least 5 yards a carry. I'll go with like 5.3, 5.4, because I still think he's going to have those big runs. You know, so yeah, I think he's going to average close to 5.5 yards a carry. I think Saquon's going to have a really good year. Really good year. When is the giveaway? Jesse, the giveaway, well, first off, it's going to be on a live stream. The actual giveaway is going to be on a live stream. For 25,000 subscribers. You know what I'll probably do? I will do a thank you video. I was going to do my thank you video probably tomorrow or the next day. I will do that on Friday. And then in that thank you video, I will explain the giveaway. But it's going to be random. I'll explain exactly what you need to do, but it's going to be random. And I'm going to release the winner during the live stream. Because I want it to be live, so nobody could be like, well, it's pre-recorded, so he made sure that this guy won. I'm going to do it while it's live, but it's going to be random. But I'll explain the details in the video on Friday, so make sure you watch the video on Friday. It'll be the thank you video, all right? Thank you video plus giveaway, and I'll announce the giveaway at the beginning, the rules, so you don't have to watch the whole thank you video if you don't want to. And Stiltman, man, thank you. That man, Stiltman's a great subscriber, man. I really appreciate that, man. Welcome to the channel. Stand up, new member, man. Thank you for the support, Stiltman. And there's a guy that I've been mispronouncing his name on my channel for like 3 months. And then one day he comes in, he said, my name's not Slipman. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I need reading glasses. I've been mispronouncing this guy's name since he's been on my channel. Midwest says, I used to hate LeBron. I still hate LeBron. Yeah, I get the hate. I think, to me, I just feel like people don't appreciate how good the guy is. But some of it's his own doing. So I get it. The way he handled things. So I get it. Let's see what we got here. Shepard is the longest tenured Giant now that that is true. That is true. And that's kind of sad because he hasn't been here that long. That's kind of sad. Okay, thanks, Tana. I'm going to give the giveaway rules. Let's see what we got here. Hit the like. Yeah, guys, if you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Appreciate everybody for being here. B-Day shout out to Elena, please. Fabian, man, great subscriber of mine. Thank you for tuning into the stream. I see you comment every now and again. And Elena, happy birthday. Thank you for tuning in the stream. Thank you for supporting the channel. Mike Morena says, gotta go, brother. Love the stream as always. Mike, man, thank you for being a great supporter. And don't forget, I forgot about you. I know we're going to get a drink. We're going to get a drink when this whole thing is over. We're definitely going to get a drink. I appreciate you for all the love you show my channel. Yvonne with the $5 donation. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the love, man. He says, do we have the best safety duo in the league? And what player do you think are you most excited to watch this year? Well, first off, Saquon Barkley. Call me biased. I don't care. I'm most excited to watch Saquon Barkley every Sunday. In terms of the best safety duo, no. I can't tell you off the top of my head who has the best safety duo, but Do we have potential to have one of the best safety duos? Yeah. We got to see it. McKinney's never even played a game. Peppers hasn't fully developed to what we think he can be. But do we have potential to have a very strong safety duo? Absolutely. But no, not the best safety duo. Not yet. Not yet. Mike Moran, have a great one, man. I want to see DeAndre. Yeah, I want to see DeAndre Baker too, Jeezy. He's one of the guys I'm most excited about. I think he takes a huge step up this year. Benjamin just brought out the Saquon Barkley emojis. There you go, man. HTTO, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. Even though you're a Redskins fan, you're welcome. I appreciate you for popping in. Is Andrew Thomas going to play left? I think he's going to play left. Yeah, I was asked that earlier. I at this point, when he was first drafted, I wasn't 100% sure for some of the reasons that I've expressed. And, I was kind of like, maybe they'll keep Solder. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, it makes no sense not to play Thomas on the left side. I would actually be shocked if he's not playing left tackle. I think he's going to play left tackle. You want to get him as familiar as possible with Hernandez as quickly as you can. And I think he's the left tackle of the future. So do it now. And it's not like Solder's done a good job over there. So I don't see the reasoning not to. I feel like nobody is talking about Peppers that much. I like Peppers. Maybe I don't talk about him enough on my channel, but I like Peppers. I think he fits this defense very well. I think he's one of the most versatile players on this football team. So I like Peppers. I think he's going to have a really good year for the Giants. Gordon, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I appreciate that, man. $5 donation. Chris claims to be 5'11". Challenge flag thrown. Can we get a quick vote? Is he under or over 5'11"? My vote is under. Stand up, you're 5'4". Great job. If I'm under, all you got to do is go back and look at the live stream last year. There's visual evidence, okay? I was at least as tall. I'm telling you right now, I'm taller than Bad Dog. I was there with him in person. I don't know how it looked on camera. I think I'm slightly taller than Bad Dog. Now, maybe I'm 5'10 and a half. I'm at least 5'10 and a quarter. But I think with shoes, I'm 5'11. I'm a legitimate 5'11. I got no reason to lie to you guys. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm this short guy. Maybe because I'm Italian, and I think Italians are traditionally very short people. But yeah, I'm a legit 5'10 and a half or 5'11. Legit 5'10 and a half, 5'11. Let's see what we got here. Who do you want most for the Knicks in the draft? I want a point guard. I draft the best point guard. I know I want a point guard. I haven't done enough research on all the prospects. Obviously, I know Ball, but I want a point guard. We need a point guard. We haven't had a point guard since I've been watching the basketball team on a consistent basis, for like a 5-year stretch. We've had little spurts. Derek Harper was nice for 2 years. Jason Kidd was good for that 1 year, but we have not had an answer at that position for a 4 or 5 year period forever. And since I've been watching the team, I want a point guard. Mark Colombo. Oh, I forgot to talk about Mark Colombo. Hazelnut asked me about Mark Colombo earlier. He said, talk about Mark Colombo. Mark Colombo is one of the guys I'm most looking forward to on this coaching staff this year. Absolutely love the pickup. I mean, you look at what that guy did. First off, he's known for his energy. He's still relatively young. He's a rah-rah guy. Everything you read about that guy, go back, watch my video if you haven't when I talked about Mark Colombo. The players love him. I'm a big Mark Colombo fan, and he did a great job with the Dallas Cowboys. He's the only guy ever. Jason Garrett was a head coach, and you're talking, I don't know, how long was he the head coach? 7, 8 years? He's the only guy he ever made a coaching change for within season in terms of underneath him. He had never made a change at any position mid-season outside of the 2018 season. The offensive line was underperforming that much that he said, I got to go out there. I got to make a change. He made Colombo the offensive line coach. They were the best offensive line the last 8 games of that season. Some of that's definitely attributed to Cooper, but he did a great job. This year, the Dallas Cowboys were ranked top 2 in both run and pass blocking with him as the head coach. Now the Giants, as the offensive line coach. Now the Giants don't have the same talent at that position that the Cowboys do, but I like Mark Colombo. I'm excited for Mark Colombo. I think he's one of the better acquisitions we made. Kevin, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. The one who's short for real is Kid. Yeah, Kid Blue. Kid Blue didn't play basketball growing up. I don't know if he's still in here, but Kid Blue was not a basketball player. I'll tell you that. Now, he might have been a jockey. Kid Blue might have been a jockey, but he was not a basketball player growing up. I love Kid Blue. One of the nicest guys I've ever met in person. I love him. But he was not a basketball player growing up. And if he was, he stopped playing when he was about 10. He was not a basketball player growing up. Let's see what we got here. Should we be worried that Garrett hasn't called offense? No, I'm not worried about that. I'm honestly not worried about that Garrett hasn't called offensive plays. No. I'm really not. I think he's a good offensive mind. I do. And I guess some people might think he's disattached from the game. He hasn't been calling plays the last, I don't know what it's been, maybe 2 or 3 years. He was still calling plays as the coach for a while. He's still been a head coach. He's, it's not like he's been removed from the league. So, no, I'm not worried about it. I think he'll do a good job. Kid Blue is built like a caddy. I love Kid Blue. Yvonne says, we need a better defensive coordinator. Well, I mean, Patrick Graham could be a good defensive coordinator. He's only been a defensive coordinator 1 year. And, Yvonne, if we're being fair, what do he have? People point to Miami's numbers last year. Who did they have on that team? I mean, they were an XFL roster. So I'm not saying he's good. He's kind of an unknown like Joe Judge, but I feel like we got to give him a shot. I think he could be a really good defensive coordinator. He's an unknown, so we'll see. But he's definitely one of the least proven coaches on the staff. I'll agree there. How am I sure Jones is the guy? I'm not sure. I can't tell you with 1,000% certainty I'm sure he's the guy. I think I'm 1,000% certain that if the Giants set him up the right way, he's the guy. But I don't know if the Giants are going to be able to give him that support system. I need to see it first. But I think when I say the guy, I think he's good enough to win football games. That's what I want in my quarterback. If they give him a strong football team around him like they did with Eli Manning, I think Daniel Jones will win football games for this organization. I'm confident in that. Am I confident that he's going to be a top 5 quarterback? I can't tell you that yet. This guy's played 12 games. But I'm confident that he's got the ability to be a franchise quarterback. I believe that. Let's see what we got here. Midwest Sports says, who was the best player from the 2019 after 1 year? Well, Kyler Murray won Rookie of the Year. Bosa. Why am I even thinking Bosa? Bosa was the best player. It's not even close. Bosa was the best player. Do you think DJ is going to be under extreme pressure to lead the team? Can he handle it? He's definitely going to be under a lot of pressure, but at the end of the day, Daniel Jones should have known that the second he was drafted. This is New York. Eli Manning had to handle it for 16 years or however many years he was here. Daniel Jones better get used to that. If you're a quarterback for a New York franchise, you better be ready to be under pressure. And that's, I think, a big reason why the New York Giants liked Daniel Jones. I think he fits he has that personality that I think is not going to get phased. I think that's the way they look at it. And I think he'll handle the media well. We'll see. Here's what I'll say. 2 things that people took for granted with Eli Manning. And it's not in the stat book. It's not in his physical ability. His durability, you'll never have that again. His durability, you'll never have that again. The other thing that people took for granted was the way that he was able to handle the New York spotlight. You look over the course of history with the New York Jets, any New York franchise outside of football, there are so many athletes that are great in other situations, but they can't handle New York. They can't handle the pressure. They can't deal with the media scrutiny. Those 2 things were taken for granted by a lot of New York Giants fans. That's just a fact. But I do think Daniel Jones will handle the media well. I think he'll do a good job with that. And I think he'll handle the pressure. Dire Giants fan says, who would you say is our number 1 playmaker on defense? Cool. I can't tell you going in because there's a lot of guys that could be. McKinney could be. Zimenez could be. Lorenzo Carter could be. Fackrell could be. I mean, Golden could be if he's back. There's a lot of guys that could be. That's a great question. And it's going to be hard for me to answer that before. Peppers could be. It's going to be hard for me to answer that before the year starts. But I don't think there's going to be a supreme playmaker on this defense. I think it's going to be a defense where it's more of a scheme and a team that creates opportunities. I don't think you're going to see like this unbelievable playmaker. I don't think they're built for that. Yeah, the dogs are barking tonight, Midwest. It happens. It happens. Will Saquon have his best season of his career? Well, he's only been in the league really for a year and a half. You know, last year I only counted as like a half season because he wasn't himself. I think he missed 4 games. Wasn't himself for at least 4. Yes, I think he will. Yes. Yes. You have a more experienced quarterback. You have a better offensive line. I think they're going to have an offense that's more committed to the run since he's been here. So, yes. I do think it'll be Saquon Barkley's best year since he's been in the pros. I think he will exceed what he did in his rookie year. Yes. Obviously, that's predicated on the fact that I think he's going to remain healthy. Benjamin, man, thanks so much for love, man. I appreciate it, man. $5 donation. He says, I think everybody looks down on the Rams like they're not going to do anything. I'm not going to lie. They regressed a lot, but I still believe we can surprise people. I didn't even know you were a Rams fan, Benjamin. I knew you were a Lakers fan. I don't completely disagree with that. I am not picking you guys. But one thing I'll say about the Rams, you still have the best player on the planet, arguably on either side of the ball, offense or defense, with Aaron Donald. You still have an incredibly talented head coach with McVay. There's no doubt about it. McVay is one of the top 6 or 7 coaches in football. So with that coach, you still have a pretty sound defense, right? I think the Rams could be better than some people may be projecting. Now, the problem for the Rams, they play in a really tough division, man. The West is really good. So I find it hard to believe that you guys will win more than 9 games, but I could see them winning 8 or 9 games, competing and making the playoffs. I'll say that. I don't think they're going to be pushovers. I'll say that. Oh, Benjamin. Benjamin, pull the bad dog. I'm not going to do the whole hop around thing because I got wheels, so I could cheat. But I'll spin for you. Ben, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. There you go. I'll do it twice. This is really hard for me. I'll do it 3 times for you. 3 times. There you go. I could spin 3 times in the time that it takes Bad Dog to spin 1. I'm a little dizzy after I did that. But, Ben, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it, man. Eli never complained, yeah. DK Metcalf with a year under his belt is bad news for Rams fans. DK Metcalf is really good. And he's got a bright future. He was a guy that was kind of a combine warrior. People thought that about him. But I think he's got a lot of talent. And, he could be really good. You see Xavier McKinney as a safety or a corner? Make the sound, Chris. All right, he gave me $10. I'll make that. What is he? He yells, "We." I can't do the "we." "We." I don't know. Do you own an LT jersey? No, but that is one jersey that I definitely want to get. I got to add that to my collection. Now, I never got to watch LT until the last couple of years of his career live. I've seen him highlights and film, but I never got to see him live. But that's one jersey I definitely need to add to my collection. Let's see what we got. My friend is a Steelers fan, and I told him God bless for week 1's gonna be a lot of fun. Steelers Giants. I'm looking forward to it. What do you think the Giants will do about their edge rusher situation? I mean, I think they're going to draft an edge rusher next year. If there's an opportunity. I've talked about Rousseau. I think they're going to draft an edge rusher next year. But this year, I think Marcus Golden. I think that's what they're going to do. I think it's going to be pass rusher by association. I think it's going to be a team. I don't think you're going to, like I've said this whole time, you're not going to have that guy. You're not going to have a guy that you know is going to get you 12 sacks going into the year. They don't have that on this roster. And I don't think that's the way Joe Judge wanted to build it this year. I think he's building with a strong secondary. He's going to try to create pressure with the scheme. Aaron Flynn. Okay, Aaron Flynn. I will look into it, Aaron Flynn. I will try to unblock more people. It literally took me an hour to unblock all the people that were blocked. But I will go back in there and try to unblock a few more people tonight. Hey, Chris, do you think the Giants are going to sign any more free agents? No. No one of notoriety anyway. Maybe a small free agent, maybe a special teams contributor, but nobody of notoriety. Diehard Giants fan with a with a $5 donation. He says 3 spins for $10. I gotta save some money and get Tane a real Well, I gotta be fair. It's a lot easier for me to do it than him. So I'll do it 3. It takes me 2 seconds to spin 3 times. So, but I appreciate the love, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Will the Giants look for a pure center? So Don Smith says, well, I don't think it'll be, not this year. I think next year, next year I could see the Giants going edge rusher round 1 or wide receiver round 1 and center round 2. I could see them definitely attacking the center early in next year's draft. I don't know the field yet, but this year they're not bringing a center at this point. They're going to go with what they got. But yeah, I definitely could see them drafting a center next year, depending on what these guys do. Who knows? Maybe Gates does turn into be a good center, or Lemieux. So, or maybe you shift Hernandez. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know yet. Do you think Zimenez and Peppers will be the best duo in the next? No, I do not. That is wishful thinking, Chris Leone. That is wishful thinking. I do not. It all depends if Nick Gates shows promise at center. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Steltman, I completely agree. Los, thank you so much for love, man. Long third down, X-Man, Carter, Fackrell, McKinney on the blitz. Yeah, and expect to see Golden in that mix as well. If they sign him on a $5 million deal, it's going to be a team. It's not going to be an individual. They're going to be blitzing. They're going to generate. If I had to guess, at least half their sacks from the blitz, at least. It's going to be a defense that I think is aggressive, that tries to create pressure on the quarterback, and they're going to try to set up situations where the quarterback doesn't know where the pressure is coming from. That's what I think the mindset's going to be for the New York Giants. Am I going to be live till? No. I start these at 8:45. Bad Dog starts at like 10:30. So I usually go like 8:45 till 11:30. I'll probably go to another 10 minutes, 11:40, 11:45. And then I close it out. And I do them twice a week, though. I do it Tuesday and Saturday. So, and obviously Bad Dog and me work together. So, I'll probably go, I always say I'm going to end at 11:30. I'll go another 10 minutes. But, yeah, I'll probably end at 11:40, 11:45. But, yeah, I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you to everybody that may have hit the thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll definitely be live on Saturday. As well as this week, it'll be on my channel. Bad Dog will be on. We'll talk Giants. Keep your mind off things for a couple hours. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Tana Fan Club. What a name that is. Who would you rather pick? Mid-draft edge rusher. Great fan. First off, thank you for being a great fan. Second off, for me to completely honest, that's the second time somebody asked me about that player. I have to do a lot more research on next year's prospects before I can answer these questions. I know about the top guys. I have not done enough research on next year's draft class. I'm still focused on the things I'm talking about now, but I am going to have a video up in probably a week where I start talking about next year's draft, a little bit. It's not going to be in-depth, but I don't know enough about next year's draft class. One thing I definitely want to do this year throughout the season, I am going to be paying a lot more attention to college football in season. It's something I regret not doing this past year, to start talking a little bit about the prospects with you guys, whether it's on a live stream or whether it's, in a video. So I definitely will be paying more attention in season to college football this year for sure. And any guys that you guys are interested in me getting to know better, obviously I'm always going to take suggestions. Payback Carter, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Riot Clan, man, you have a great night, man. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being a great supporter of the channel. Payback, yeah, I'm going to be here for around another 10, 15 minutes, man. But thanks for popping in. Great supporter of my channel. We're talking Knicks for a little bit. Aztec says, Chris, my other account, Cheese Whiz got blocked. I cannot do it while I'm live, Aztec, but I will go in after the stream and I will try to unblock as many people as I can. It took me a while to do it last time. I unblocked like 400 people, so I will look in there. Most of the people that are still blocked are spammers, but I'm sure there's some that I missed, so I will go back in there and I will try to unblock as many as I can. So if you're not unblocked after that, just remind me and I'll continue to do it. But I'll definitely go in there tonight or early tomorrow and I'll unblock at least another 40 or 50 people. It was crazy when I went in there. It was insane. But Die Hard Giants fan, thanks so much for love, man. $2 donation. Film review on players this season. Yeah, I plan on doing that for the rookies. I plan on, I'm not professional at all. I don't pretend to be. I try to, do the best I can. And I will definitely do that for the rookies when I get an opportunity. Probably in like 2 or 3 weeks. What I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to space out the content because, to be honest with you, right now, there's not a lot to talk about. But I try to give you guys 2 videos a day. Sometimes 3, sometimes 1. But I try to give you guys consistent content. And rather than putting everything all at once, I'm trying to do a video, 2 videos here, 3. I'm trying to space out the content a little bit because right now it's kind of obviously a dead time with the NFL, So, yeah, that's all. Let's see what we got here. Aiden says, been here this whole time, was just finishing my stupid research paper. Well, I hope you did a good job, and good luck at school, man. Chris, do you have any Giants Super Bowl shirts? I do, Cushmaster. I don't know where it is. I bought both the conference championship shirt and the Super Bowl shirt in 2008, and the hat. It's somewhere in my room. But yes, I did buy them. I also bought the Super Bowl jersey for the first Super Bowl. Eli Manning, the Arizona Super Bowl jersey. That I'll probably wear on stream soon. I got it. Yeah, I got the Super Bowl jersey for Eli Manning. Let's see what we got here. What jersey do I have in my I do not have I'm not a huge jersey guy. I got 2 Knicks jerseys. I've had a ton of jerseys throughout my life, but I don't wear them anymore. But right now I've got 2 Knicks jerseys. I've had a ton of Giants jerseys throughout my life. I've had a Justin Tuck jersey, I had a Tiki Barber jersey, I had a Plaxico Burress jersey. Obviously I had like 4 different Eli Manning jerseys. Obviously I got the Saquon, I got the Daniel Jones, I had a Michael Barrow at one point. I never had a Strahan. I think I said I had a Tuck. Shockey. I had a Shockey. Trying to remember who else. I'm sure I had a couple more I'm not remembering. But yeah, I have a good amount of Giants jerseys. I got to get an Andrew Thomas jersey, that's for sure. Do you see Xavier as a corner or a safety based on his skills? He's a safety. He's more of a safety, but he's a guy they're going to move around. But I think his main position, I don't think he's fast enough to play corner. I think he ran he ran a 4.62, but he said his leg was bothering him. He's more of a 4.52, 4.54 guy. I think he's a safety, but he's a safety you can move around and use in a variety of ways. Sion, yeah, that's what Bad Dog wore when we went to the Giants game. He had a Sion. Sion's one of my favorite Giants ever. I love Sion growing up. Congrats, yeah, Brett, thank you so much, Brett. Thank you to everybody, for helping me hit that 25K. That's a huge accomplishment, something I never, ever, ever would have thought I would have ever hit on YouTube. And, who knows, man? You shoot for the stars. So my goal right now, if you asked me, at the end of the NFL season next year, if we have a season, which I think we will, probably 40K. Probably 40K. And if I exceed that, great. But that's my goal right now. And we'll see, man. I always set goals for myself. So we'll see what we do this year. But, yeah, man, thank you to everybody for supporting my channel, watching my videos, coming to my live streams, showing me all the support that you guys do. And hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Hope you guys are staying safe. That's the most important thing. Please don't. Yeah, thank you, Afghanistan, man. Have a great night, Ray, man. Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. You should shoot for 1 million subs. Oh, yeah, eventually 1 million. That'd be great. This year, 40K. If you build it, they will come. 25K and beyond. That's right, man. Law, man, have a great night, man. Yeah, we're going to end this in like 5 minutes. Jason Garrett going to make our offense strong. I hope so. Kid Blue did a great video on that. About Jason Garrett and how he's the most important piece to this New York Giants team this year. And he might be. If he can make the offense strong, we'll see. But I like Garrett as the OC. All right, I have to go. Yeah, Muhammad, man, thanks for being here, buddy. Bro, you did 25K without sports being on. Yost prepares to. I hope so. The one thing that I think about is that's exciting and thinking optimistically. Yeah, I built my channel, and, bad to everybody, but I've built my channel when the Giants have been bad. What happens when they get good? So that's what I'm really looking forward to, when they're good, and we could always talk positive and talk about competing for Super Bowls and getting back to the old days. That's what I'm looking forward to. I just hope it happens in the next couple of years. Good night, Corey, man. You have a great night, man. Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Fly Eagles. Oh, no. You got me to say half of it. You got me to say half of it, legend. You're not getting me to say the whole thing. Who do you expect to be the number one wide receiver? I'm going to go Slayton. I think Slayton has the best year. I don't know if he's the number one. I think he's going to have the best year of the wide receivers. Jason Garrett and Mark Colombo. I love Mark Colombo payback. I love him. Huge Mark Colombo guy. Stiltman, man, you have a great night, man. Well, still enjoyed the stream, whether you could see me. Oh, Marjorie, I'm sorry if I must have missed you, but I do see you. You were blocked, I think, by the way, Marjorie. I didn't mean to ignore you. I never try to ignore anybody, but yeah, I see you, Marjorie. Shout out to the most hardworking, dedicated YouTuber. You made this quarantine so much more tolerable, and today starts the countdown to 500K. The Entertainer Fan, he joined my Discord. By the way, anybody that is interested in joining my Discord, I'm going to post that in my video tomorrow. I've had a lot of people asking me to do that, so I'll post that in the description in my probably my first video tomorrow. So I'll mention that in the video, and if you want to join the Discord, you're more than welcome to. Another thing that I'm going to do, I'm probably going to do it tomorrow for anybody that's interested. In my Discord. I was doing it on Mondays. This Monday I couldn't because I had a member stream, which I do once a month. I do a giveaway. Usually going to be on Mondays, but tomorrow it'll be Wednesday. I'm going to dedicate like an hour and a half from like 9:30 to 11 where I go into the voice chat. And we got to make sure it's more organized because last time I think we had like 16. We had like 20, 25 people in there. Cool. Because I don't do the phone conversations anymore. So that I'm going to start doing as well. And if you don't want to talk, you don't have to. You mute your microphone. You could just listen. So I'm going to start doing that, and I'll be doing that tomorrow in the Discord. So anybody that wants to join, I'll have the link for that in the first video I do tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. Big Giant season. I can't. Sedan, I can't wait, man. Sedan, I can't wait. I can't wait. But, guys, it is 11:39. We've been live now for almost 3 hours. 2 hours and 54 minutes. I had a celebrity in here, apparently. Fisk pointed that out, so I'm going to have to figure that out. Aaron Carter, I think. So, that is what I'll be infamous for. That is what Afghanistan will live in legend for the rest of his life. He blocked Aaron Carter from my channel. Incredible job. Incredible job. That just goes to show you, don't spam, man. Don't spam. But thank you to everybody for tuning in the stream. I appreciate all you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for all the love and the support, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys Thursday. I'll have Bad Dog on the channel for Talking Giants. And then Saturday I'll be doing this again where I just talk to you guys. And maybe I'll have a guest on Saturday. We'll see. Maybe I'll get Rover on. I was thinking about asking Rover or asking somebody. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I want to start getting a guest on whenever I can to talk with you guys. So maybe we'll do that on Saturday. Maybe I'll do that. I'll figure it out. But thank you guys for tuning in to the stream. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all the love you always show me on my channel. I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope all you guys stay safe. And thank you to anybody, obviously that hit that thumbs up, watch the video. Any new member, I really appreciate it. Donations, of course. Thank you for all the love you guys always show me. And have a good night. I don't know what to say after that. That was such a weird way to end the stream. I can't end it with, have a good night. I can't do that. If you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.